Association, 913-235-9201. And we're just about ready to get underway. Richard De La Rosa will kick things off for the Buffaloes of Garden City. A high, short kick. That'll fall into the hands of Adam Green from the 12. Green out to the 31. 16-yard return for Adam Green, and the Lions will start with decent field position. Things to watch offensively for the Lions as you look along the Lawrence High sideline. Keep an eye on the tailbacks. Adam Green and Michael Cozy. Cozy over 1,000 yards, 1324 coming into today, and Adam Green needs just 80 to hit the 1,000-yard mark on the season. They'll split in the backfield behind senior quarterback Tyrone Thompson. Kyle Jackson making the start, a wide receiver, stands at the 30. Long count. Green out of bounds at the 36, a gain of 5.
Well, the Lions opened in a traditional veer formation, and Thompson gave a quick pitch to Green. A lot of pressure was put on by the defensive end for the Buffaloes. But Green ended up making a good play out of something that looked to be a good defensive play by the Buffaloes.
Buffaloes up front go with Jim Moore, Robbie Elligood, Matt Tull, Brett McGraw, and Jason Harmon. Two linebackers to watch, Stone and Lamb, 59 and 53. Thompson on second down. Green, he's stacked up.
And that, Jim Bracciano, was a true freshman. Brett McGraw, 240-pound ninth grader. That's right, this young man is in ninth grade. They brought him up because he is hurting a lot of people in ninth grade. He's suited up for the first game, played 2 plays, made both tackles. They liked what they saw, and he's played the rest of the year.
Big third down situation now for the Lions, 3rd and 4. Jackson split out high. They keep it on the option. This is Cozy at the 40. Cozy into the secondary, inside the 40 of the Buffs, down inside the 30, still on his feet to the 15.
Oh my, did he show breakaway speed on that. Cozy ran the far sideline from us down the field. He probably made one too many cuts, but definitely made a big play. Again, what looked to be the Buffaloes had them stopped. Cozy makes a big play, as he's done all year for the Lions, and simply teams Cozy's speed makes this play right here. He makes a cut, and there's number 26 for the Buffaloes. He had him turned around. He probably made possibly too many cuts, but great break for the Lions.
Villanueva on the tackle for Garden City. Big first down, a 51-yard gain. Thompson has it on the option. He's going to be dropped. May have gotten down to the 12, but that's it for Tyrone Thompson. Well, you talk about the big plays, and that's what teams have to do to stop Lawrence High School. You have to stop the big plays put on the football field for the Lions, and Michael Cozy will get one for you almost every football game. Tony LaRocca now into the lineup for the Lions. LaRocca missed last week's game. He didn't even suit up, out with an injury. Coaches say he's as healthy as he's going to get this season. He goes into the slot. Good look down low. Thompson, they keep it on the ground. Cozy, and he's wrapped up. Matt Tull, the nose guard. The 210-pound senior wrapped up Cozy after a gain of maybe 1. And that'll bring up a 3rd and long situation. The Lions do not have to get it into the end zone for a first down.
Well, Jim, when you're playing a good football team, as in Garden City, you're not going to get too many breaks where you have your runner out in the open field. And the Lions need to capitalize every time they do get Cozy out like that. They need to, to send that in. Many times it's tougher to go the 10 yards, the last 10 yards, than it is the previous 60 because of the goal line defenses.
LaRocca split out, as is Jackson. Thompson to throw, has it. Green out in front, too strong. Villanueva was on the coverage. Pass just a little bit too long from Tyrone Thompson to Adam Green. And Ben Strobel will come on, trying to tack on 3 points onto the scoreboard on 4th down and 9.
Well, I visited with Ben yesterday. He said he's good from 30 yards in. So this would be within his range. It's going to be far left.
Be a 29-yard attempt. Kyle Jackson with sure hands will spot it down at the 19. Strobel has enough on it, and it's good. The Lions on the scoreboard first, a 29-yard field goal by Ben Strobel with 9:11 to play here in the first quarter. One of today's sponsors for Lawrence High football, live from Manhattan, Holiday Travel. For all of your travel needs, call 841-8100 or go by and see them at the Holiday Plaza. When you want to travel, remember to see Holiday Travel. Back with more after this.
Sometimes you need to take them away from the TV and video games, whether they want to leave or not. Because sometimes you can show them things they'll never find in their room at home. And sometimes you can teach them things that are worth learning just from you. And sometimes they can find something in themselves that they never knew they had. Bowling at BPAA centers, it's a whole lot more than a game.
Look for the best. Look to Keefe's Records. The best selection. Our selection of cassettes and compact discs is the largest in the area. Keefe stocks the hits and the hard to find. The best service. Keefe's has served Lawrence for over 30 years. We're better than ever at getting you together with the sounds you crave. The best savings. Our savings are an everyday thing, with up to 40% off on hot CDs. There it is. Keefe's has the best selection, service, and savings. Keefe's, 2429 Iowa.
One is blown off. If this continues to happen, we'll have to have a holder come out and hold the ball, which actually gives you one less person to cover the kickoff. Walter's just a sophomore. He's done a good job, hopefully hoping to get this to about the 5-yard line, and anytime in high school you want to keep them underneath the 30-yard line.
Urethia, the deep man, he'll field it at the 18. And he has some blocking in front. Urethia, the fullback, can explode up to the 44. Excellent field position for the Buffaloes of Garden City, who come into this football game at 10-1. 24-yard return for Raymond Urethia.
LaRocca was in on the tackle, but the Lions' coverage was not what they probably hoped for because Buffaloes have great field position.
He'll do it from the eye. Urethia on the carry into the secondary for the Lions and down to the Lawrence High 48.
Urethia is listed at 185. He possibly goes higher than that. Actually, no more for his blocking than for his running, but as he showed there, he can do running. He can run the ball very well also.
9-yard pickup as you look at the offensive starters for Garden City. The front line, Jim Moore, the tight end. They like to throw to him. Barber, the quarterback, just a junior. Urethia, you've seen carry the football. Perry starts at tailback. They're too deep there. And Perry now on the carry. Turns the outside, and Mike Perry has a first down for Garden City. Their first of the football game.
Garden City has shown one tendency. 75% of the time, they run to the big tight end, Jim Moore, a 225-pound junior tight end. Will be recruited by Division I schools next year, but only a junior. Moore figures to be very big in this offense of the Buffaloes, blocking and receiving. The Lions are going to have some person hitting him the entire time.
Urethia again on the carry, this time for 4 yards, down to the Lions 41. Saw the Lions defensive set. Overzan, Lundstrom, Gadinas, Chrisman, Dyke. Linebackers are Rob and Boyle who made that tackle, and Lockett, Reese, Jackson, and Goodman round out the defensive secondary for the Lions.
A secondary that will be tested. Chris Barber can go deep and has done so on many occasions. The Lions are going to have to get penetration by the front 5.
Second down and 6. Perry again. Boyle and Jackson team up to make the stop of the Lions, but Perry picks up a hard 4 yards down to the 37 of Lawrence High School.
Tackled by Kyle Jackson and Brian Boyle.
One of our sponsors for today's game is Sack Specials and Closeouts, where you can save on clothing, housewares, electronics, and more, located at 25th and Iowa. They're open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily and 10 to 6 on Sunday. Sack the savings at Saks. Third down and 2. The pitch back to Perry, has the first down, slips and goes down at the 32. And Dave, we were out on the field prior to the football game, and it is a slick AstroTurf, especially where there is any kind of paint on the field.
Well, for those people that have seen Kansas Memorial Stadium's new turf, this is nothing like it. This turf is worn, old, and it becomes slick. Also very hard, so we expect to see some slipping, and also anytime these players play only one game a year on this turf, there's bound to be a few problems.
Handoff, Urethia, big hole, right side. Jackson missed him at the 32, and down inside the 15 goes Urethia. Raymond Urethia, who carried for 701 yards, averaging 6.6 yards a carry, picked up a bundle on that one.
Well, this team comes in with all the offensive statistics that the Lions do and more. Here's Urethia coming in, bending back, and this is what you don't like to see from the Lions standpoint, is missed tackles, and that young man's creating them.
3 first downs on the drive for Garden City. The Lions have a 3-0 lead. Lions jump. Someone may have jumped on the right side of the offensive line for Garden City.
White, dead ball. 71 White. Red captain, you want 5? 5 from the box.
And there you heard the official.
Full start, offense. First down.
Well, that time, Crisbin, the left tackle of the Lions, gave a little movement, did not penetrate the line of scrimmage, but did do enough to cause the 5-yard penalty on the Buffaloes, which puts them in a little more difficult situation.
1st and 15 now for Garden City. Barber wants to throw, screens it. Urethia, nice catch. And he's down near the 10-yard line. He'll go for about an 8-yard pickup.
Well, what this team has shown throughout the year, Jim, is they have the ability to run and throw the ball very effectively.
Barber has tossed for over 1,200 yards coming into this football game. 10 touchdowns. He can also run with the football, as you mentioned, 408 yards, 3 TDs.
This would be a good situation to go to the big tight end, Jim Moore. So you might want to watch that. He's on the right side.
Now, whistles will stop the play. They kept it on the ground to Perry. Flag thrown at the line of scrimmage, and that usually means somebody lined up in the neutral zone. Preliminary indication is a legal procedure against Garden City. That's their 2nd penalty of the football game.
Good ball. Full start, offense. Set him out.
Well, these are the kind of penalties that create the difference between 7 and 3 points, and that's what the Lions are trying to do now, is to hold the Buffaloes, to get them to try for a field goal to tie this game.
Clock at 6 minutes, 6 seconds here. It's a 3-0 football game. The Lions with the lead. The option near side, Perry. He's trying to turn the corner, does inside the 10, out of bounds at the 9. Kyle Jackson wrapped him up. He'll be shy of a first down. The Buffs need to make it down to the 3 to have 1st and goal. Lions defense very tough inside the 20s. And here's another look at Perry and a good option play.
The Buffaloes has shown the ability to do several different plays well. They had the dive in the middle. There's the option run very well by the quarterback Barber. And they also can throw the ball. So this gives the defense, it's very hard to predict what they're going to do.
And now somebody jumped off sides again for Garden City.
Well, these are the kind of things that really hurt in high school football. As you can see, movement on Garden City. It's going to put them back in a 3rd and 11 situation, probably allowing the Lions to tip their hat to look for the pass and look for the Lions to be sitting corners on blitzes throughout this game to put more pressure on Barber.
Brad Meter, number 14, split out to the top. Good look at Barber, the quarterback. Got Ardellis down low. Play action. Nobody out there to catch it. Barber now will put a move on, throws it into the end zone and out of bounds. And a flag thrown, and Barber may have been across the line of scrimmage when he tossed that football.
That's exactly what you're going to see. Now, I believe this penalty is going to carry a penalty plus loss of down, and if that's the case, you'll see the Lions take it.
Good coverage in the end zone by the Lions secondary. Jackson was back deep. As Meter was trying to get open, he was the only receiver to that side when Barber tried to throw the football.
That's it. Remember, the hand goes behind the back. And what makes it such a costly penalty, as you hear the call, is the fact that they lose the down also. So you can get the yards. And what this does, it takes away a very easy field goal, makes it a difficult situation. And the Buffaloes have put themselves into a tough situation for kicker Dave Zamaripa.
Zamaripa on. for the 3 to tie this football game. That's a 34-yard attempt. No good off to the right. The Lions, who have held on defense, they'll take the football. And our score will stand at 3-0. Lawrence High School out in front. We'll be back with more championship football from Manhattan right after this.
Hey guys, is that who I think it is?
No, he's taller than that.
He's sitting down.
What's he eating? I don't know, it looks like a Big Mac.
Yeah, it's not him.
What's he doing at McDonald's?
He probably has his own. It is Michael Jordan.
We know it's Michael Jordan. Go ahead, say
Come on,
something.
you can do it. It's us. Where did he go?
Looking for someone? I saw you peeking on.
Are you Michael Jordan?
No.
See, I told you. Oh, God.
Mariette Hartley for Bud Jennings Carpets.
Oh, hi. Can't talk right now. We're having an incredible sale. Savings like you've never seen on all of our very best carpeting, but only for a limited time. This is one sale even I can't afford to miss. Can you believe it? I do these commercials. I don't even get free carpeting. Oh, God.
Stainmaster Carpets, certified and warranted by DuPont at up to 45% savings this week at Bud Jennings Carpets with 0% financing. Full details at the store.
See you at Bud Jennings Carpets.
Welcome back to Manhattan, Kansas. We are live. Jim Braciano and Dave Lawrence as the Lions have a 3-0 lead. 5 minutes, 39 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Ben Strobel hit a 29-yard field goal, and that's the difference. Dave Zamarripa just missed one from 34 yards out that would have tied it, and the Lions go back on offense. Green and Cozy. This is Cozy. Michael maybe a yard as he stretches to the 21.
Well, we saw Big Jim Moore clog up the middle of that line along with a host of Buffaloes. And the Buffaloes came in very excited and geared up for this football game, and it kind of showed on that first drive. They moved the ball extremely well on the Lions, but when they got down to where they could put it in the ball in the end zone or get a good chance for a field goal, the penalties really cost them 3 points.
Thompson on 2nd and 9. Option far side. This is Cozy. And this time he's wrapped up by big number 70. For Garden City, Brett McGraw, the freshman.
And they're also coming in and leveling Tyrone Thompson on every option play, which means Thompson's going to have to be alert and aware and also take a little bit of a beating and continue playing this game. That time Harmon came in from the end position and really leveled him.
Lawrence Lumber Company, Complete Home Improvement Center, is one of today's sponsors. They're locally owned and operated, located at 706 East 23rd Street. For your home improvement needs, make sure to see Lawrence Lumber Company. 3rd down and a long 8, almost 9 yards for Lawrence High. Green goes out, pass down to Jackson, too strong, incomplete. Thompson has thrown twice, both too strong for his receivers. And the punting unit comes on for the first time this afternoon for either ball club, and it'll be Adam Green. Adam has booted away 28 times this year, an average of just over 36 yards per kick. He'll boot it into a win. Stoppel back deep for Garden City. Nice kick. A little bit short. Hits at the 49 of the Lions. Taken by an up man and buried at the 47. That was Barber, the quarterback. And that's not a bad catch to make for Chris Barber. There are Lions all around him.
No, he needs to be very sure in that situation. Coaches want them only to pick up the football if they know they can, in a situation where they won't fumble. On the previous pass by the Lions, they threw to the sideline. It was high. Sometimes that's very typical when you go to a new place that has more of a crown on the field where it's higher in the middle and it slopes down on the sidelines. It creates a high ball when thrown to the sideline. That may have been the case on that last play.
It's a 30-yard kick as now Perry carries the football. Garden City doing a nice job to get off the ball on the snap as Perry picks up almost 5 yards on the carry.
Well, Perry was the starter going in at tailback for the Buffaloes and picked up 600 yards before being injured. And then Richard De La Rosa came in and finished the year in the same fashion that Perry started out. Now Perry's back. They have 2 healthy tailbacks.
Up the middle it goes to the fullback.
That's Urethia. That's the best the Lions have done against the big fullback. That time picking up 2 yards, creating a 3rd and 3. But he's definitely proven himself to be a load to pull down, as you see Coach Meadows on the sideline out of Clinton, Oklahoma, where he picked up, I believe it was 12 state championships before they lured him to Garden City, Kansas.
They brought him up to do the same thing here, and that's what he's after this afternoon. His team now 3rd down and 3. Perry, and he follows his blockers close to a 1st down. He may have it. That may be close enough for a measurement. Well, Urethia is an excellent running back at fullback, but he's also a tremendous blocking back. And that time led the way for Mike Perry.
Well, in the scouting reports that I've heard, Urethia was more of a blocker than a runner. But as you see here, he's going to hurt the Lions all day with runs like this. Getting as many as 2 yards in a 3rd and 2.5 situation may have picked up the 1st down or gotten them close enough to where they try on 4th. It looks like to be a couple of inches short. Big call coming out by Coach Meadows of Garden City. What to do here?
They may have spotted him just a little bit shy, according to some of the Garden City fans down below us.
I don't believe I saw a punter come into the football game. And if they do try to run on 4th and 1 at this place, it'll be a big play because they're going to relinquish great field position to the Lions if the Lions can hold here. Watch for the big fullback, Urethia, going off tackle.
Jason Harmon checks in. He's also a fullback. We got the wing T in here. 3 backs. And it's Harmon straight ahead. His 2nd effort should give him the 1st down.
It'll be close. It was a great defensive effort by the Lions, but as you said, that 2nd effort may have given them just 2 inches, and that's all they needed.
And that's what he got. Jason Harmon, who scored a touchdown last week, and he may be shaking up just a little bit as he comes to the sidelines. He's a big one, 195, only a junior for head coach Dave Meadows.
There's no doubt the Lions will be sore tomorrow with the large Buffaloes coming in at them from all directions. A much bigger team.
4 first downs in the football game. On the option, this is Perry. Tries to get past Jackson. Nice tackle. Hayden Chrisman came in to help finish him off at about the 39.
I really liked what I saw from a Lions standpoint on that play. The fact that they got to pursue the entire team over to run him down. We'll see the replay coming up here. This is the option. They've run it well all year. They take care of the fullback dive, and there's Perry cutting back, but as you see, cut back into a host of Lion defenders.
2nd down and a long 7, almost 8 to go now. Near side of the field, pass complete. Stoppel at the 35, down to the 30. He has another 1st down for the Bucks. Nice little quick out pattern run by Jared Stoppel. It's his 19th catch of the season.
Stoppel's been a big play man for him all year as he came off to the sideline limping. I've seen several defensive backs from Lawrence High have a little bit of trouble with the footing out there, and again, this turf is much different than grass, and it's not really, frankly, in very good shape.
Barber fakes it inside, wants to keep it himself, has some room. Barber, a 5-yard pickup, now down to the 20, another 1st down for Garden City. Prisman came way off the line to make the tackle in pursuit. Also down there, Mike Reese for the Lions, defensively, but not before Jared Stoppel picks up 11. Clock at 1:53. A reminder that Jock's Knit Sporting Goods is one of our sponsors for today's game. The Sports Look for Today at 840 Mass in downtown Lawrence. That's Jock's Knit Sporting Goods, the Sports Look for Today. Back to live action. This is Perry straight ahead. A gain of 4 down near the 15-yard line. And again, the Lions defense really will tune it up inside the 20s.
Well, they're going to need to. The Garden City has been getting great yardage on 1st down. Anytime a football team can get 5 yards on 1st down, it puts themselves in a situation where they can run or pass on 2nd. So they could go to the big tight end more. They could run Perry again in the middle or run the option outside.
Steve Mesa split out on 2nd down and 6 now for the Buffs. Long count by Barber. I formation. Hands it to Perry. Follows Urethia right side down near the 10. 3rd and short will be the next play.
Simple off-tackle play, but Urethia again showed his effectiveness this time as a blocker as he cleared away from Mike Perry over right tackle.
Well, on short yardage situations, we saw it on 4th and 1. Or less than a yard when Jason Harmon checked in, and now Harmon back in, and they'll go with the 3-back backfield. Nobody wide out. Perry has the 1st down to the 7. This is an excellent running team. They have shown they can move the football with a variety of backs back there and a bunch of different formations. And look at the size of some of these guys.
Well, let it be known before the game really gets going that Coach Purdy knew that this team possessed all the skills. Sometimes teams coming out of the West with great records don't get a lot of respect because of the teams they play, but not the case this year for Garden City. They've beat good teams throughout the year, and Coach Purdy knew good and well that he was in for a heck of a battle this afternoon.
Harmon stays in. This is Urethia looking for a hole, stretches down to the 5. A long 2-yard pickup for Urethia. On the afternoon has 39 yards.
Well, expect the Lawrence defense to do some slanting up front. You can't just play a team that's 20 pounds heavier than you face to face. You're going to have to take a few gaps and use your team speed.
Could be the last play of the first quarter. May not get it off as time runs out, and it will be. Through 1. The Lions, the home team at the 6A state championship game in Manhattan, has a field goal, a 29-yarder off the leg of Ben Strobel. 3-0 our score. More championship football coming your way right after this.
Sporting events don't just happen on weekdays. A quality sports section brings you coverage every day of the week, including Sundays. The sporting scene goes on even when school's not in session, so you need a professional, competent sports staff, not a faceless staff that's here today and gone tomorrow. Our reporters have the experience and the insight to bring you that coverage. You can't say that about all the others. So make the choice, the Journal World, for sports.
Call today for home delivery.
This holiday season, come home to Campbell's. For 26 years, Campbell's has proudly served Lawrence with quality, taste, and tradition. Our pride is reflected in the individual attention our customers receive throughout the year while making choices from today's most prestigious fashion lines. Collections that can best capture your own unique style. For value this holiday season, come home to Campbell's. Campbell's, 841 Massachusetts. We've got your style at Campbell's.
Welcome back to Manhattan, Kansas. Jim Braciano and Dave Lawrence, and the Buffaloes of Garden City knocking on the door. They have a 2nd and goal just outside the Lions' 5-yard line as we are underway here in the second quarter. An excellent turnout for both ball clubs, fan-wise, as Garden City has really packed them in today. Again, the full house backfield. This is Perry, no place. Chrisman gets off the bottom of the pile, and I believe it was Kevin Robb who shot through, but also in there, big Chris Cadenas. I should say little Chris Cadenas. 5'7", but he's big with 194.
That's kind of the famous stance the nose guard from Lawrence High takes in a goal line situation. Watch Cadenas this time as he comes up. He's going to get his nose about 3 inches from the ground. There he is. Big number 62. He's going to get down in that gap. And he's going to plunge. Good shot right there.
Inside handoff down to the 4. On the carry goes Jason Harmon. And that'll bring up a 4th and goal now. And the field goal unit will come on for Dave Meadows, Garden City Club. Zamarimpa is the kicker, number 86 there, and he missed one from 34 yards out earlier in the first quarter.
Well, excellent goal line stand that time by the 2 nose guards for Lawrence High to take the gaps. They took out the lead blocker and allowed Boyle and Robb to make the tackles to force Garden City for a field goal.
Zamarimpa has this one through, and we are tied at 3 apiece.
Well, that may be somewhat of a moral victory for the Lawrence Lions, with Garden City running up and down the field to have a 3-3 tie.
21-yard field goal for Dave Zamarimpa. And we are tied at 3 apiece. A reminder, today's game is being brought to you by Keefe CDs, Tapes, and Records at 25th and Iowa. Bud Jennings Carpets, 2851 Iowa. The Charlton Manley Insurance Company. For complete insurance, call them today at 843-5454. The Lawrence Journal World. Look for coverage of today's game in Sunday's Lawrence Journal World at newsstands everywhere. And Jock's Knit Sporting Goods, the sports look for today. Well, we have a football game brewing here at 3 apiece, 10:55 to play here in the first half. The Lions got on the scoreboard via a field goal of Ben Strobel's. And now a 21-yard field goal from Dave Zamarimpa, and we're tied.
Well, the thing that surprises me most about the game so far, we knew it would be a game full of offense. Both coaches predicted this, but the Lions really have only got on track for one particular offensive play. That offensive play probably should have scored. We had a one-on-one with Michael Cozy against the defensive back, but other than that, we have not freed up any of our backs. They've handled the option well. I look for the Lions to come out, possibly throw the football a little bit, maybe on first or second down.
Richard De La Rosa will kick off for the Buffs. Another high kick into the wind. This is Cozy from the 22. Michael has Green out in front, and Cozy gets across to the 32. A 10-yard return for Michael Cozy.
What great coverage that time by the Buffaloes. That time they had one safety playing back and 10 Buffaloes all on the tackle.
Of course, when you get a high kickoff like that, that's exactly what you can do. It allows your line to get down there and cover the kick.
There you see a good look at Matt McWilliams centering the huddle as he leaves right there. Good senior leader for the Lions, Tyrone Thompson. Done a great job with a very powerful offense the entire year, but now is the time that they are tested.
Cozy, who has the offense. Wilburn this time on the carries. He checked in. His first showing today, gets out to the 35. Cozy has 54 yards rushing today. He had one of those for 51 yards. But the Lions could not get it into the end zone. Two tough defensive units, although both teams will give up some points.
Well, that time you see Coach Purdy utilizing a big fullback, Kevin Wilburn, big senior. Maybe thinking that the big fullback might be more effective running in the middle against this big defensive front.
Jackson split out to the top. In the slot, LaRocca. Delay handoff. Cozy covers the ball up to the 39, and Michael will bring up a third down situation. Well, you can ask any sports enthusiast, Dave Lawrence, what fall means in Kansas. He'll tell you football, cross country, volleyball, golf, tennis, and gymnastics. The best at entertainment, sportsmanship, and community involvement is unfolding over the next few months, supported by the Kansas State High School Activities Association. The activities will give Kansans the opportunity to show how much pride we have in our youth and talk about their accomplishments. Support your school, its student body, faculty, and administration. That message provided by the Kansas State High School Activities Association. Here's Cozy. He'll be stopped shy. On third down and 2, they kept it on the ground to Michael Cozy, and he'll be stopped a yard shy of the 40.
The Lions that time elected to go with a sprint draw, a play that takes a little longer to form up, gives Cozy a chance to read blocks, but the Buffaloes pursued it very well and made a good play on a key third down.
Adam Green, lots of time, hits a knuckleball kick, hits at the 27. This will be fielded at the 20. Jared Stoppel, and he goes out of bounds at the 32-yard line. A nice 12-yard return for Stoppel. The Buffaloes will go back on offense. To tell you how much the wind makes a difference in this stadium, that was a 40-yard kick for Adam Green. He hit 30 on his first punt in the first quarter. 3 minutes gone here in period number 2. It's a 3-3 football game. Lions got on the scoreboard first. Garden City answered. Just a couple of field goals is what we've seen. Both teams have moved the football well between the 5-yard lines.
Possibly Garden City right now winning the war up front. And there we have to see a flag that was thrown very early. He's talking to one person. I would assume it may be an equipment foul. No, he probably did something very small, like pick up his hand, talking to the big right tackle of the Buffaloes. The Lions have been doing better on the...
illegal procedure, offense.
Have not been penalized like the Buffaloes has of yet.
Well, it's not our tradition to point out players, but the illegal procedure calls have gone against number 71, Matt Johannes. And the official let us know about that the first time he called it. And that time he told Johannes he was doing something wrong. Barber buried, pass, tip, drop. In triple coverage, Jim Moore was the intended receiver, but boy, you could hear the pop that Chris Barber took when he threw that football.
Well, this is the way to stop the passing game. It was nearly intercepted, but the fact that Matt McWilliams took Chris Barber and did a perfect form tackle, if you saw that play, and laid him out, is going to cause Chris Barber to maybe a little more anxious next time when he goes back into the pocket, because this guy can throw deep. Would hurt the Lions if he gets time.
Second down. Urethia, big hole, and Boyle wraps him up at the 40. He'll be stopped about 2 yards shy of a first down. But Urethia saw nothing but daylight when he got that football.
That hole was so big, you'd almost think it was a mix-up in the defensive line. The fact that that hole opened up so wide, it was a little bit of a sprint draw. Caught the linebackers off guard, and again, the big fullback had a tough time picking where to go. It was so big.
13-yard pickup for Urethia. And this is De La Rosa stretching for a first down. He may be just shy. Richard De La Rosa, 170-pound junior, averaging 7.5 yards a carry, 623 yards coming into the football game. This one will be close enough for a measurement. It'll give us an opportunity to tell you that Sack Specials and Closeouts is where you can save on clothing, housewares, electronics, and more. They're located at 25th and Iowa. They're open 9 o'clock to 9 o'clock daily, and from 10 to 6 on Sundays. Sack the savings at Sacks.
Well, we're going to see another 4th down coming up here, Jim.
And here's another look at the last play as De La Rosa gets it.
Garden City's going to go for it. And there's De La Rosa on that last play. Garden City showing effectiveness running in many different types of plays is going to go for these short yardage situations until Lawrence High can stop them. Lawrence is in the check out the two guys in the gap really low, but he finds the hole.
De La Rosa has it across the 45. Scott Bush made the stop for the Lions. Had some help from Kyle Jackson, but they are really running at Jackson. He's coming up from his defensive safety position and getting in to plug the holes on the run, but he is having a hard time bringing down these big backs.
Well, we haven't seen Jim Moore, the big tight end, catch the football yet, but that doesn't mean he's making his presence known. He is an excellent blocking tight end, and they run behind him many times, and he's number 89. You'll see him at the bottom of your picture right there, 225-pound junior.
7 first downs for Garden City in the morning, and this is De La Rosa turning the corner, and he is hammered, and he may be shaken up.
Holy
boy,
cow.
did he take a shot.
What a big-time hit that time. He didn't move. That young man's in pain.
I think James Sampson, if I have the number right, hit him, number 51. He is the backup nose guard for Godinez, and man, what a pop. Watch this again.
We'll take a look at that. I believe that was Mike Reese coming up from the cornerback. Okay, there's McWilliams chasing down.
And here's Sampson, 51, coming in, and you're right, it was Reese that hit him.
It was Reese.
Sampson was in on the play, but Reese really just stuck him with his helmet, and they went helmet to helmet on that one. And we have a timeout on the field for the injury as they will check out Richard De La Rosa. Our score at 3 apiece. We're in the second quarter, 7:43 left to play.
Some banks make you wait till you turn 60 to receive the special services you deserve. Not First National. Introducing Prime Time Partners, a new account for smart investors age 50 or better. Free checking with interest, free checks, a MasterCard or Visa, free traveler's checks, and much more.
Only First National makes 50 feel so good.
Member FDIC.
It's some things that have changed for the better, and some things that haven't changed at all. It's getting something back again you thought you might be losing. It's everyone for one another instead of everyone for himself. It's finding something in yourself you never knew you had. Bowling at BPAA centers, it's a whole lot more than a game.
Off under his own power as he took a shot from a Lions defensive back, Mike Reese, and just nailed him, but it's good to see that young man's all right. He probably has a little bit of a headache. Second down and 10 on the play. As the Buffs have the football, Urethia and Perry now at tailback. Barber really settles down at quarterback. Chris Barber inside the 50, down to the 41-yard line of the Lions. Nice run by the junior quarterback. 13-yard pickup for Chris Barber.
The Lion coaching staff said all week that this guy runs the option maybe better than anyone they've seen thus far. He doesn't look like to possess outstanding speed. He possesses good speed, but he makes good decisions. Watch it right here as he cuts it up. And good blocking up front.
Matt Toll, the left guard, pulled across to make the first block to open up the hole for him.
Brett Krotz, a senior offensive guard.
Barber wants to throw, has his man downfield, almost picked off by Brian Boyle. Again, into coverage, Barber went with the pass. It was intended for Mike Ornelas, the senior wide receiver. And each time he has thrown the football, Dave, it has been in a crowd.
And also, there's good rush put down, and that's two good things about the Lion defense against the pass. They put a rush on, and they've their covering receivers. Probably the biggest concern from Coach Purdy's standpoint would be the fact that we have two backs that are getting 4 and 5 yards a clip for the Buffaloes.
Barber 2 out of 4 passing, 16 yards. Little delay. Perry spins down to the 40, maybe 1 on the carry. Clock under 7 minutes. The Lawrence Lumber Company is one of our sponsors. They have Complete Home Improvement, and it's a complete home improvement center, locally owned and operated, located at 706 East 23rd Street. For your home improvement needs, make sure to see the Lawrence Lumber Company. And today's game is brought to you by the Jock Schnitz Sporting Goods Store. The sports look for today at 840 Mass in downtown Lawrence. That's Jock Schnitz Sporting Goods. The sports look for today. 3rd down and 9 now for Barber as Perry goes in motion. Looking his way, this is Moore, in and out of his hands. Pass thrown behind him a little bit. Boyle was on the coverage for the Lions, and Brian Boyle is a big kid, but he was almost dwarfed by Jim Moore.
We've been waiting for him to go to the big tight end. That time, I'm sure Moore felt that he should have caught that football. It was thrown a little bit behind him. But the Lions have done a great job in passing situations against the Buffaloes. The Buffaloes have been effective all day running the football, but they're now forcing the Buffaloes to punt, which is always good news when you got Michael Cozy and Adam Green catching the football. Fake
punt. Urethia, he got past one Lions defender. He won't have the first down, but it was a great fake punt.
Well, you have nothing to lose in this situation. They didn't make it, but again, they got the Lions back to the 33, and again, if you punt to Green and Cozy, it may be worse than that if you do punt. There's a hard-running, hard-blocking young man right there, Urethia. I can say that name after all.
A 7-yard game, but it was 3 yards shy of what the Buffs needed to keep their drive alive, and the Lions will now have it at their own 33-yard line.
Well, Garden City has had the answer every time the Lions have run the option, but don't expect Purdy to abandon that. The option just needs a little bit of a break, and he can go all the way. But
Thompson has a man open. Oberzan downfield, sliding catch complete at the 45-yard line. Good play fake, and Oberzan was wide open. And that play goes for 22 yards. Here's another look. Watch how open Oberzan gets down here.
Well, anytime you're getting great pursuit on the option as they have, the Buffaloes, you're going to have guys open, just like right there. Oberzan, the tight end, getting behind them. And I believe we have a timeout.
Now, Garden City calls it to stop the clock at the 6:05 mark. Holiday Travel Incorporated for all your travel needs. See them in the Holiday Plaza or call 841-8100 in Lawrence. When you want to travel, remember to see Holiday Travel. Some of the other sponsors for today's live telecast from Manhattan: Sack Specials and Closeouts, where you can sack the savings. Southwestern Bell Telephone Company, the one to call on. Campbell's Clothing. This holiday season, come home to Campbell's. Jayhawk Bookstore, top of Naismith Hill, now bigger and better. Ruggerama Closeout Superstore at 3000 Iowa. The Lawrence Lumber Company, your complete home improvement center. Again, Holiday Travel is one of our sponsors. See Ruth, Georgia, Jonna, Amy, Marion, or Dorothy for all of your travel needs.
The defense has seemed to turn around the middle of the second quarter here. You know, I got to look back to the hit put on by Mike Reese on Richard De La Rosa, and we certainly hope that young man is feeling okay. But Reese's hit, sometimes those big hits have a way of keying up the defense to play a little bit more fired up, and it seems to have worked in that situation. The Lion offense needs to get on track here.
Little inside handoff to Adam Green, a hard yard down to the 44.
I saw Brett McCraw along with several other Buffaloes, but I'm just very impressed with a true freshman that can come in a state championship game going against seniors to play like he has thus far.
Now, Garden City, if you're just joining us, has grounded out on the ground and has only completed 2 passes to set up their field goal, while Lawrence High had a 51-yard run from Michael Cozy. And that it set theirs up. Urethia on the ground for the Buffs, 59 yards. The leading ball carrier is Michael Cozy for the Lions with 59. Green now with 7. The pass out. Jackson complete at the 26.
With the way they bring up the linebackers to stop the Lawrence High run, you've got to expect the Lions to do more of this. They're simply overplaying the run and allowing the Lions to get open in a passing situation. That time Thompson goes back, throws, while knowing he's going to take a hit. Jackson's open. well done by Tyrone Thompson.
17-yard pass play for the Lions. It's first down and 10 from the 26-yard line of Garden City. Clock at the 5-minute, 10-second mark. Little screen to the near side to Adam Green. He can't pick up a blocker, and Green right down in front at the 23, and he was buried down there. Mike Ornelas, the senior weak side cornerback, put the final hit on it.
It seemed to hurt this play that Thompson drifted so far wide right, and that the pass took so long to get to Green, allowed the Buffaloes to pursue over there. The play did pick up 3 yards, but boy, you'd like to get more than that anytime you get number 10 in an open field situation. And that's what the Lions have to do here today, because that's the advantage they have. Coach Dave Meadows, you know, said quite frankly, that's the one thing they have not seen thus far is two backs like Cozy and Green.
Gain of 3 on the screenplay. Here's Cozy, tries the middle, and Michael gets down inside the 20-yard line before he stacked up. Barber came in on the stop. Jim Moore in there, Ornelas. And big number 53 for the Buffaloes, Garrett Lamb, one of the two linebackers who between them have over 240 tackles on the year.
I can tell you about how this defense and how well they're playing is usually when Cozy runs into a pile, he will fall forward and the pile will go back. Well, today you're seeing just the opposite. These big defensive people from Garden City are coming on Cozy and forcing him to come back. That's a difference of 2 yards.
Lions have a third down and a long 3. Thompson has Jackson too strong.
Okay, look where that's thrown. It's thrown towards the sideline, as I said, in these turf stadiums as we have here at Kansas State. You're going to be throwing downhill, and that way you'll have a lot of passes towards the sideline, thrown high, and we've seen 2 tonight. This afternoon, excuse me.
Good look inside the Lawrence High huddle, and Thompson wants a timeout to talk to Dick Purdy here on 4th down. You'd be looking at a 37-yard field goal attempt if you were to do it, but the Lions want to talk about it here on 4th down. And 3 to go. More Lions football from the 6A state championship game in Manhattan after this.
The Jayhawk Bookstore. We're back, we're bigger, we're better, and we're ready to go with a wide selection of art and engineering supplies, plus the largest selection of used textbooks on the hill to save you money. We buy books back on a daily basis. Our Big Blue collection offers KU gifts and garments second to none, traditional and innovative KU clothing with our friendly, knowledgeable staff to assist you. Visit the Jayhawk Bookstore. We're back, we're bigger, we're more than just a bookstore. At the top of Naismith Hill, your bookstore professionals.
Hey, guys, is that who I think it is?
No, he's taller than that.
He's sitting down.
What's he eating? I don't know, it looks like a Big Mac.
Yeah, it's not him.
What's he doing at our McDonald's?
He probably has his own. It is Michael Jordan.
We know it's Michael Jordan. Go ahead, say
Come on,
something.
you can do it. It's awesome. Where did he go?
Looking for someone? I saw you peeking on.
Are you Michael Jordan?
No.
See, I told you guys.
Back in Manhattan, Kansas, Jim Braciano and Dave Lawrence. 4 minutes, 13 seconds to play before the half, and the Lions now on 4th down and 3 yards to go, Dave.
I see sure-handed Tony LaRocca in a slot position. I look for him to go to him.
They'll run the option. Pitch instead goes to Green inside the 10. Adam Green on his feet to the 2.
Well, you only need a small crease, and even though Garden City has been smothering the option thus far, it's just a matter of a few inches when number 10's running the football to take that crease up there to create a huge play for the Lion offense to get him down to the 3-yard line. But the Lions have to make use of this. You'll see the replay right here. Cozy's going to come out. Great block by Michael Cozy. That's the difference right there. Green just needs a little bit, and he got it down to the 3-yard line. Lions first and goal.
Stop will save the touchdown for the Buffs. This is Cozy inside, and he may have made it to the 1. It's first and goal from the 2, and you can add another yard towed on for Michael Cozy.
He fell forward that time, and it didn't look like a big gain, but, you know, 1 yard's a lot down there when you have 2.5. And you can bet going against a larger team running inside from the 3-yard line is very difficult.
Cozy with 64 yards rushing here in the first half. Clock at 3 minutes, 30 seconds to play. We're tied at 3. And the Lions 1 yard away from taking the lead. This is Thompson has it on the option. Thompson scores at the 3:20 mark, and the Lions are out in front 9-3. Great fake. I almost said Cozy took it in, but Tyrone Thompson scores his 7th touchdown on the ground this year.
Well, you said it, Jim. They all converged on Cozy. Thompson takes it outside. And you know what? The Lions have done a great job. As you see Thompson taking it in, they've played mistake-free football here, and that's what's got them this lead today.
Strobel's extra point attempt is blocked, and that could be pivotal in this type of football game.
Well, this team's doing many things inside on us to create problems, and that's one of them. Whenever you have a blocked extra point, that comes back to haunt you.
9-3, the Lions are out in front. I'd like to remind you that the Kansas State High School Activities Association is helping to make today's broadcast possible. And they also want you to know that in sportsmanship, you make the difference. One-time efforts are not good enough. Continued efforts toward the development and improvement of good sportsmanship is necessary. The Kansas State High School Activities Association encourages you to make sportsmanship a primary concern and to maintain the educational perspective of interscholastic activities. Remember, sportsmanship can be taught as well as caught.
You can bet that Coach Meadows and Coach Purdy both stand behind that 100%. So far, we've had a very clean game. Fun to watch football here at Manhattan, Kansas for the 6A final.
The sun's starting to shine a little bit as Walters kick. It's a little bit of wind and is fielded at the 10 by Urethia. Nice fake to get out to the 30, picks up a blocker, and to the 33-yard line goes the big fullback, Raymond Urethia.
He's hurt the Lions in so many ways today with his blocking, kickoff returns, and running the football. That young man is a very valuable asset for the Buffaloes as they get good position again.
It's also caught a pass day for 8 yards. 47 yards in kick returns for the senior fullback.
Now with 3 minutes remaining in the half, look for Garden City possibly to put the football in the air, and they have not been very effective against the Lion defense so far throwing the football. So maybe the Lions could possibly get a break here.
De La Rosa back in at tailback. He was in motion. Pass thrown down, Ornelas. That's caught inside the 35.
Adam Green had it in his sights all the way. Turned around for just a second.
37-yard reception by Mike Ornelas. Here's another look, and look how close this came to being intercepted. Boyle drops back on the coverage. He can't get there. Green is there, and Jackson came across going for the interception. Adam Green saved 6 points.
You're right. You can't fault the coverage in that situation.
2:44 before the intermission. Pass intended for Stoppel too high, and again, you have to figure, Dave, that slant of the field had something to do with that pass being a little bit high. We've seen him come from Tyrone Thompson that way, and now we've seen a couple thrown by Barber that have been just a little bit too high, and that is a slope. You can't really see it on your screen, but there is a healthy drop-off to each sideline.
That's right. You have a different turf. You're playing in different shoes. I think about 21 people out there playing in turf shoes. Adam Green, the lone person I've found, is playing in tennis shoes.
De La Rosa again goes in motion. Urethia gets the call up the middle. Urethia inside the 25 to the 20. 1st and 10, Garden City with 2:34 to play. An 11-yard pickup for Raymond Urethia.
We've talked about this, Jim, all the way up here today, that the Lions in the second quarter have relinquished more points than any other quarter. It seems to be that they're letting up just a little bit right here to allow Garden City back in the game.
Well, they've given up 49 on the season in the second quarter, 39 in quarter number 1, but they really turned the defense up in the second half. Moore dropped it at the 5. That was 6 points as Jim Moore had it in his hands at the 5-yard line and just flat dropped it.
Yeah, there's really no way of saying that. You know this young man has done it all year, and he's going to come back and catch the football. But a big break for the Lions here because this is touchdown, and, of course, with a conversion, Buffaloes go ahead. But he was almost too open, and you know, Jim, sometimes those passes are the toughest to catch.
Ornelas checks back in, and so does Brad Meter, number 14. They'll split out to the top on 2nd and 10. Clock stopped at 2:21. Buffs trying to tie it up on this drive. Handoff, De La Rosa inside the 15. He'll be shy of a first down. It'll bring a 3rd and short. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining here. Clock rolling at 2:07. It's a 9-3 football game. Tyrone Thompson has the lone touchdown for the Lions. Ben Strobel has the field goal.
Big 3rd and 4 here, and by looking at what's happened so far, I expect the Buffaloes to run the football. They've been far more effective running the ball.
He'll do just that to De La Rosa inside the 10, spinning his way down near the 8. It'll be a 1st and goal now for Garden City. Still plenty of time remaining with 2 timeouts.
You would have to think that time will be no factor with 1:45 and 2 timeouts and 10 yards to go. The Lions are going to have to come up and play that goal line front and look for the running game, because the Buffaloes have been doing that, and the Lions really haven't come up with an answer to the running game from Garden City.
Jason Mitchell brought in the play from head coach Dave Meadows. He'll split out high. They'll run it from the eye. De La Rosa, who took a hard hit just as we started the second quarter, gets the call again. De La Rosa this time will be dropped. Hayden Chrisman made a nice shoestring tackle and held the man up long enough for Darren Lockett to put him down at 1:15. Clock continues to roll now as Stoppel, number 20, comes in with a play from head coach Meadows.
The time Coach Lisher, the defensive line coach, elected to go with that goal line front. Chrisman took advantage of being unblocked and made a big play for the Lions.
Pass, Stoppel, incomplete. And that'll bring up 3rd and goal. It'll also stop the clock.
Another sideline pass, Jim. I don't think we've completed one yet for either team. Seems that both teams are having a little difficulty with a sideline route. You really like this from a Lions standpoint of forcing Garden City to throw the football. They've been not as effective that way.
I'd like to remind you today's sponsors for the live telecast from Manhattan include the First National Bank and Mid-American Bank, McDonald's Restaurants of Lawrence, 2 locations on 23rd and 6th Street, and Bowling Proprietors of America in your greater Kansas City, Leavenworth, and Lawrence bowling centers. On 3rd and goal, pass into the end zone, intended for Arnellis, too strong, and Barber knew it when he turned it loose.
Well, Garden City wants interference on Nathan Goodman, but the referee was right there, judged that it was a good call, and again, the Lion defense comes up where it's important to make defensive plays to force Garden City to go for an apparent field goal try.
Now we saw the fake punt earlier. Zamarripa now on. And someone has called a timeout. We've yet to see an indication as to just who it is.
And Coach Purdy's going to discuss that right now, the chance of a fake field goal.
All right, we have a timeout with 54 seconds to go. The Lions call it to discuss the situation. They're down to 1. Gives us a chance to thank some of our sponsors for today's telecast. Sack Specials and Closeouts is where you can save on clothing, housewares, electronics, and even more. Located at 25th and Iowa. They're open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily and 10 to 6 on Sundays, so you can sack the savings at Saks. Lawrence Lumber Company is your complete home improvement center, locally owned and operated, located at 706 East 23rd Street. For your home improvement needs, make sure to see the Lawrence Lumber Company. We're also being brought to you by the Jock's Knit Sporting Goods Store. The sports look for today at 840 Massachusetts in downtown Lawrence. That's Jock's Knit Sporting Goods. The sports look for today.
And Coach Meadows came out and said, we're changing it, guys. We're not going to kick it. We're going to come up with a play here on 4th and 11. They picked up the kicking tee, threw it off the football field, and we're going to have a big play. One play from 11 yards out for 6 points. This should be exciting.
Barber at quarterback. Stoppel split out near side, short side of the field from the I formation. The pitch, the reverse. No, the fake reverse. De La Rosa wanted to throw. He stopped at the 9.
The Lions defense answers again. That time the Buffaloes elect to gamble. That was going to be a quarterback throwback. It was a pitch wide. The quarterback runs around the left side. De La Rosa could not find him open, so he just elected to run the football, but it was covered well by the Lions.
Well, actually, the way it looked, they should have gone as you look at it again. Actually could have gone for a reverse because everybody was going the other way.
Okay, the quarterback, as you see, De La Rosa looked back for the quarterback, judged not to go for the throw, which could have been intercepted, and ran the ball. And the Lions defense has bended, but they have not broke today, Jim.
Lockett and Chrisman made the stop on that play, and now Thompson at his own 9-yard line just falls on the football. Garden City, with 2 timeouts left, will not stop the clock, and it winds now at 24. Well, it looks as though we will go into the locker rooms at halftime with the Lions, the home team, out in front by 6. 9-3 the score.
Well, what was thought to be a big offensive game has turned out to be more of a defensive battle.
I believe the Lions will not have to get one off, and they won't. As Dave Lawrence mentioned, it has been a defensive football game here through the first 2 quarters. A couple of field goals and 1 lone touchdown by Tyrone Thompson. And we have a 9-3 game at halftime. 6A state championship football live from Manhattan will continue after these words. Don't go away.
The Rugorama Closeout Superstore in Lawrence has a goal to double business this week, so we're running a double sale. 2 specials at once. Here's part 1 of our double sale. Discontinued and clearance Stainmaster carpets at 40 to 60% below retail. Stainmaster from $8.99 to $15.99 a yard.
Now here's part 2 of our double sale. Valuable gifts. Yours free with a qualifying purchase of $500 or more. The bigger your purchase, the bigger your free gift.
The double sale. This week only at the Rugorama in Lawrence at 30th and Iowa.
This holiday season, come home to Campbell's. For 26 years, Campbell's has proudly served Lawrence with quality, taste, and tradition. Our pride is reflected in the individual attention our customers receive throughout the year while making choices from today's most prestigious fashion lines. Collections that can best capture your own unique style. For value this holiday season, come home to Campbell's. Campbell's, 841 Massachusetts. We've got your style at Campbell's.
Hey, guys, is that who I think it is?
No, he's taller than that.
He's sitting down.
What's he eating? I don't know, it looks like a Big Mac.
Yeah, it's not him.
What's he doing at McDonald's?
He probably has his own. He is Michael Jordan.
We know it's Michael Jordan. Go ahead, say something.
Come on, you can do it. Yes, us. Yes, where did he go?
Looking for someone? I saw you peeking on.
Are you Michael Jordan?
No.
See, I told you guys. Oh, God.
Sometimes you can find the future in a corner of your past, even if the future seems a bit imposing. Because sometimes things really haven't changed, they've simply gotten better. And sometimes you find that things that meant a lot to you then can mean a lot to you now. And sometimes you can get something back you thought you might be losing. Bowling at BPAA centers, it's a whole lot more than a game.
Visiting with Nelson Hartman, the Executive Director at the Kansas State High School Activities Association office in Topeka. Nelson, glad to have you here today, and we appreciate the opportunity to be live here today on KUPK.
Well, I'm excited about this opportunity for having a live telecast of a 6A championship contest. It's really our first ever in the state. We have had it in basketball, but never in football.
It's quite an event, the football championship. It's not just here at Kansas State, but really literally all around the state today.
We have a doubleheader here. We have a tripleheader at Wichita State University and a doubleheader at Fort Hays State University going on this afternoon as well.
How do you do this and please everyone around the state of Kansas?
I don't know that we please everyone, but we pre-announce this well in advance. And, of course, this is the first year at Fort Hays State. It's been at Russell High School in the past, but because of seating capacity, we had to move it. But by having the doubleheaders or tripleheaders rotated as far as classes from year to year, it does make it does create equality, even though perhaps the same schools are not involved each year, but classes know well in advance what times that they will play.
This time of the year, I think the people, the fans, the football fans realize the Kansas State High School Activities Association is a big part of athletics, but it's not just athletics, is it?
That's correct. Our largest activity involving the largest number of young people is music. Of course, debate's really in its prime time right now, and it'll culminate in January. Scholars Bowl competition. We're the first state ever to have Scholars Bowl head-to-head competition set up much like debate, where we have 4 young people going head-to-head against other schools. So that's going on right now, and it will culminate later on in March. So we have a lot of activities going on.
We appreciate the opportunity today, and again, thanks for allowing the live telecast this year here on KUPK, Channel 13 out in western Kansas, and appreciate the opportunity to have you here at halftime today.
Well, thank you.
With Call Blocker from Southwestern Bell Telephone, your phone takes those annoying, frustrating, upsetting callers and blocks them right out. Subscribe to Call Blocker for only $3 a month. Call our local business office. With Priority Call from Southwestern Bell Telephone, your phone lets you know who's calling, so when you answer it, it won't be a gamble. Subscribe to Priority Call for only $3.50 a month. Call our local business office.
All the best music, always the best price. Keeps, 2429 Iowa.
Some banks make you wait till you turn 60 to receive the special services you deserve. Not First National. Introducing Prime Time Partners, a new account for smart investors age 50 or better. Free checking with interest, free checks, a MasterCard or Visa, free traveler's checks, and much more.
Only First National makes 50 feel so good.
Member FDIC.
Preoccupied with the hassle of enrollment? Prepare yourself for Jayhawk Bookstore's pre-order program. As soon as you have pre-enrolled, bring or mail in your class schedule. We'll pre-package all the books you need and present them for you to pick up. Our preeminent pre-order opportunity is available only at Jayhawk Bookstore. Precisely what you need. The Jayhawk Bookstore, a prerequisite for all KU classes, at the top of precipitous Naismith Hill, where you'll find dictionaries too.
As president of Charlton Manley, I enjoy talking about our insurance business. It's growing and it's changing. The most exciting change is we have some new owners, and I'd like you to meet them. These Charlton Manley owners all work with other business people on insurance needed by their firms. Employee benefits, life, and disability insurance are the focus of this owner. Owners in the personal insurance department help you get the best buys in home and automobile insurance. Then there are the owners who keep our office efficient and friendly. Whether they're handling your claim or greeting you at the front desk.
That's it. You've just met a unique group of people, all owners of Charlton Manley. All share a common commitment to you and our community. Isn't it time we talked with you about your insurance? And remember, no matter who you talk with at Charlton Manley, you're talking with an owner.
Sporting events don't just happen on weekdays. A quality sports section brings you coverage every day of the week, including Sundays. The sporting scene goes on even when school's not in session, so you need a professional, competent sports staff, not a faceless staff that's here today and gone tomorrow. Our reporters have the experience and the insight to bring you that coverage. You can't say that about all the others. So make the choice, the Journal World, for sports.
Call today for home delivery.
Some banks make you wait till you turn 60 to receive the special services you deserve. Not First National. Introducing Prime Time Partners, a new account for smart investors age 50 or better. Free checking with interest, free checks, a MasterCard or Visa, free traveler's checks, and much more.
Only First National makes 50 feel so good.
Member FDIC.
Halftime, Kansas State University, Manhattan, Kansas, the 6A state championship football game. And even though here at halftime the Buffaloes have led statistically in the first half in almost every category, including penalties, they're behind by the score of 9-3. And again, a great thank you to the fine folks around the Garden City area to make this game possible today live on KUPK. Garden City Co-op, the F-Stop 1-hour photo framing effects in Garden City, the Vogue Shop, Western State Bank, of course, Dr. Speckman, Beelmere, Bowling, Torrey, and Hoke, the optometrist. St. Catherine Hospital of Garden City, Lloyd and Owen, attorneys at law, F. Calvin Bigler, MD, and Lauren A. Welch, MD. Cash and Carry Lumber, Garden City Farm Equipment Incorporated, D.V. Douglas Roofing Incorporated, the Garden City New Car Dealers Association, Michael P. Harris, DDS and PA, Production Credit Association of Garden City, Liberal, and Scott City, Golden Plains Credit Union, Curtis Mathis.
Today's 6A state championship football game is being brought to you by these fine Lawrence sponsors: Holiday Travel, Campbell's Clothing, Jayhawk Bookstore, Ruggerama Closeout Superstore, the Lawrence Lumber Company, and by the First National Bank, McDonald's Restaurants of Lawrence, and the Bowling Proprietors of America. Also by Keefs, CDs, Tapes, and Records, Bud Jennings Carpets, Charlton Manley Insurance, the Lawrence Journal World, Jock's Niche Sporting Goods, and Saks Specials and Closeouts. State championship.
With call return from Southwestern Bell Telephone, your phone lets you get those calls you just missed right back. Subscribe to Call Return for only $4 a month. Call our local business office. With Call Q from Southwestern Bell Telephone, your phone keeps redialing busy numbers for you, so you get through. As easy as can be. Subscribe to Call Q for only $3 a month. Call our local business office.
Look for the best. Look to Keefe's Records. The best selection. Our selection of cassettes and compact discs is the largest in the area. Keefe stocks the hits and the hard to find. The best service. Keefe's has served Lawrence for over 30 years. We're better than ever at getting you together with the sounds you crave. The best savings. Our savings are an everyday thing, with up to 40% off on hot CDs. There it is. Keefe's has the best selection, service, and savings. Keefe's, 2429 Iowa.
Sporting events don't just happen on weekdays. A quality sports section brings you coverage every day of the week, including Sundays. The sporting scene goes on even when school's not in session, so you need a professional, competent sports staff, not a faceless staff that's here today and gone tomorrow. Our reporters have the experience and the insight to bring you that coverage. You can't say that about all the others. So make the choice, the Journal World, for sports.
Call today for home delivery.
The Jayhawk Bookstore. We're back, we're bigger, we're better, and we're ready to go with a wide selection of art and engineering supplies, plus the largest selection of used textbooks on the hill to save you money. We buy books back on a daily basis. Our Big Blue collection offers KU gifts and garments second to none, traditional and innovative KU clothing with our friendly, knowledgeable staff to assist you. Visit the Jayhawk Bookstore. We're back, we're bigger, we're more than just a bookstore. At the top of Naismith Hill, your bookstore professionals.
Halftime, KSU Stadium, Ken Dean with Cruz Hasso, and the Buffaloes of Garden City trailing by the score of 9-3. In the first quarter, it was Lawrence who took the early lead. We're going to see the field goal here by Benjamin Strobel. This again going into the wind, and the left footer on the far side, or far hash mark there, drills it through, and the Lions go up really pretty early in the ball game, 3-0, I think.
Yeah, this play was set up by a 50-yard run, 51-yard run by Mike Cozy, and to that point, that was the big play.
Then the Buffaloes come down and stop themselves as far as scoring a touchdown, and then Dave Zamarripa on the field goal attempt, and it is good, and we're tied at 3. And the ball game appears to be pretty evenly matched, although the Buffaloes really controlled the ball momentarily throughout the second quarter.
Now on this play, Ken, this was set up by a pass play, and then the quarterback, Thompson, on a tremendous play fake up the middle to Cozy, draws the defense into Cozy, and then he goes in untouched for the touchdown.
Almost, well, over to make the tackle was Jeremy Villanueva, but again, he had an option. He had either to go to Adam Green or Cozy or the quarterback, and there's one guy against 3. And
that's right.
Well, that was it. That's the first half highlights, folks. The Buffaloes have dominated, but trail by the score of 9-3. Back on KUPK and the Kansas Television Network.
Sometimes you just have to take charge and take off. Because there's nothing that says you can't be a good mother and a good friend at the same time. And you're likely to find that some things have changed for the better, while some things haven't changed at all. Bowling at BPAA centers, it's a whole lot more than a game.
Mariette Hartley for Bud Jennings Carpets.
Oh, hi. Can't talk right now. We're having an incredible sale. Savings like you've never seen on all of our very best carpeting, but only for a limited time. This is one sale even I can't afford to miss. Can you believe it? I do these commercials. I don't even get free carpeting. Oh, God.
Stainmaster Carpets, certified and warranted by DuPont at up to 45% savings this week at Bud Jennings Carpets with 0% financing. Full details at the store.
See you at Bud Jennings Carpets.
Our pride is reflected in the individual attention our customers receive throughout the year while making choices from today's most prestigious fashion lines. Collections that can best capture your own unique style. For value this holiday season, come home to Campbell's. Campbell's, 841 Massachusetts. We've got your style at Campbell's.
Some banks make you wait till you turn 60 to receive the special services you deserve. Not First National. Introducing Prime Time Partners, a new account for smart investors age 50 or better. Free checking with interest, free checks, a MasterCard or Visa, free traveler's checks, and much more.
Only First National makes 50 feel so good.
Member FDIC.
In the first half, we mentioned Garden City had dominated, and they literally have, as far as statistics, 210 offensive yards on the game, 159 on the ground. Time of possession way in favor of the Buffaloes, and they have run 42 plays. When you take a look at that, now keep that in mind, and then take a look at what happened to Lawrence. 22 plays, 93 yards on the ground, 42 passing, 133 yards total offense. It's almost 100 less than Garden City. Time of possession about 4 minutes less than Garden City, and yet Lawrence on top 9-3.
That's true, Ken. Even though Garden City statistically has dominated, the thing to keep in mind about time of possession is what you do when you have the ball. Both teams have moved the ball faithfully from time to time, but again, Lawrence leads on the scoreboard 9-3.
So statistics, they say, sometimes are for losers, and right now the Buffaloes are trailing by the score of 9-3. We'll take a break and come back for the second half here on KUPK and the Kansas Television Network.
This holiday season, come home to Campbell's. For 26 years, Campbell's has proudly served Lawrence with quality, taste, and tradition. Our pride is reflected in the individual attention our customers receive throughout the year while making choices from today's most prestigious fashion lines. Collections that can best capture your own unique style. For value this holiday season, come home to Campbell's. Campbell's, 841 Massachusetts. We've got your style at Campbell's.
Preoccupied with the hassle of enrollment? Prepare yourself for Jayhawk Bookstore's pre-order program. As soon as you have pre-enrolled, bring or mail in your class schedule. We'll pre-package all the books you need and present them for you to pick up. Our preeminent pre-order opportunity is available only at Jayhawk Bookstore. Precisely what you need. The Jayhawk Bookstore, a prerequisite for all KU classes, at the top of precipitous Naismith Hill, where you'll find dictionaries too.
Hi, I'm Bob Johnson. As president of Charlton Manley, I enjoy talking about our insurance business. It's growing and it's changing. The most exciting change is we have some new owners, and I'd like you to meet them. These Charlton Manley owners all work with other business people on insurance needed by their firms. Employee benefits, life, and disability insurance are the focus of this owner. Owners in the personal insurance department help you get the best buys in home and automobile insurance. Then there are the owners who keep our office efficient and friendly, whether they're handling your claim or greeting you at the front desk.
That's it. You've just met a unique group of people, all owners of Charlton Manley. All share a common commitment to you and our community. Isn't it time we talked with you about your insurance? And remember, no matter who you talk with at Charlton Manley, you're talking with an owner.
You have to do what will give your team an opportunity to win.
If you had something that you could go down at the halftime and tell the players to look for that Lawrence is doing or not doing, assuming this is what our coaching staff was telling Garden City at halftime, what do you suppose it would be?
I think right now Coach Meadows and Coach Smith, who coaches the defense for the Garden City Buffaloes, I think you have to keep reading your keys. By that I'm talking about Lawrence is effective when they have been faking the run and then drop back to pass. And again, the defensive secondary has to keep in mind that their job first is pass first and then run support second. So I think that's probably what they said in the locker room there at Garden City. For Lawrence, I think their main concern is they've got to be able to stop the Garden City running game. If they don't, they're going to continue to eat up big chunks of yardage on the ground, and then enables them to have lots of time, as you mentioned earlier during the telecast, that Barber has lots of time to throw the ball. Well, that comes from the fact that they are moving the ball on the ground.
And, of course, Garden City late in the first half got down inside the 10 of Lawrence. I think it was first and goal at the 9, and then struggled to get it in, tried a couple of pass plays, and then decided to go for the field goal as they lined up to kick it. Dave Zamlaripa was lining up to kick. Then Lawrence called timeout. During the timeout, head coach Dave Meadows on the field changed his mind.
That was a real surprise to me, Ken. I really think that early on I thought he wanted to kick it. Now, again, being on the right hash mark, that may make a difference because that's extreme angle for the kickers. When you're straight away, being a former kicker myself, it's much easier when you're kicking straight ahead than from an angle because that sure cuts down the area you have to work with. So maybe that had a little bit of an influence on why they changed his mind at the last minute, because with the play they came out, it was some type of reverse with the possibility of passing the ball, and then it ends up Del Rosa kept the ball and fell short of the goal line. So,
well, I'll tell you what, right now, it looks to me like Garden City is firing themselves up for a big third quarter. Coaches say, especially probably more true in basketball, but the first 5 minutes of the second half is very important. I think this could be a key early here in the third quarter. The Buffaloes are going to kick it off. If they can go down and play some defense and force the Lions to punt into the breeze and get good field position and come down and score and go ahead, this could be a big turning factor in the game.
Ken, you make a very good point there. That's exactly what was coming to my mind. I thought, well, the first series in football is very important for both sides of the ball, whether you start on defense first or on offense first. You want to reestablish the things that you can do well, and right now the challenge for Lawrence is to be able to move the ball effectively against the Garden City defense, and on the other side, for Garden City to stop them on their first series. Will have the win at their back for the third quarter.
They've both been high kicks, and this one is no different. He carries the win back to the 4 where Cozy gathers it in. Looking for a block, Cozy at the 18 where he's gang tackled. In on the stop for the Buffs was backup quarterback Jack Otero. 14-yard return for Michael Cozy. And the Lions have what you would have to say is their worst field position to start a drive this afternoon.
Credit De La Rosa, although he did have the win. A very high and deep kick, and that's why Cozy only got the ball to the 18. But that's not good field position to open up a quarter in high school football.
Thompson comes in from the sidelines. Cozy will stay in with him. Lions huddle it up. Just underway, second half action. Lions lead it by a touchdown. It's number 3, Tyrone Thompson, scored for Lawrence High School.
Credit that man for playing mistake-free football. That's not easy to do in an option offense.
Thompson takes a long time getting up to the line of scrimmage. And may have been a busted play. The pitch goes back to Harden. He'll lose 3. That's the first slip we've seen as Lewis Harden just did not get his footing when he tried to turn that corner. And Dave, correct me if I'm wrong, it looked a little bit like a busted play.
There's no doubt about it. A busted play, and also Lewis Harden starting out the third quarter. It's got to be a surprise. The replay is in. You can see him turn around and say, whoop, where'd the fullback go? Nowhere to be seen. He still pitches it out. Takes a good hit there also. Puts the Lions in a deep hole.
Loss of 3, 2nd and 13. They keep it on the ground. Cozy trying to get free. He'll lose a couple more. He could not shake away from big Jim Moore, who plays left end for Garden City on defense. And Moore had some help from Jason Harmon, the right end.
I don't believe we've seen a defense yet neutralize Michael Cozy like he has been tonight. But don't expect the Lions to abandon him as running the football. He just needs a crease, and if we get just a block lasting just a couple of counts more, that young man can take off and make another big play. But the Buffaloes are doing a great job up front on defense.
3rd down and a long 13. The ball just inside the Lions' own 15-yard line. Thompson, straight drop, fires complete. Jackson, he'll be shy of a first down, but a nice catch. It'll be out near the 26-yard line of the Lions. It was a 12-yard gain as Thompson hooked up with Kyle Jackson, but the punting unit comes on now for Lawrence High School.
That doesn't get them the first down. It does get them in much better position to punt it out of there as Green lines up back. You'd like to have seen that pass go for another 4 yards, though.
As you look at that play again, Green's kick away, and the Lions will down it.
Does he ever get a roll? You didn't get to see that except the tail end. Green punts a punt 47 yards, probably only 28, 29, 30 yards in the air, but great roll that time for the Lions.
And they get it down to the 33-yard line of Garden City. So the Lions offensively lose yardage on their first possession here in the second half. They were outgained by Garden City in the first half by a considerable amount of yardage. On the option, Barber keeps it himself across the 35, spins his way for another first down. Making the stop for the Lions was Matt McWilliams, who's in at right tackle. He and Hayden Chrisman have been changing places in there today.
What really helps this option play is when Urethia, the fullback, has been so effective, a lot of defensive people go after him or De La Rosa. That time, Barber just keeps it himself, makes a nice little run, a couple of good moves.
This is De La Rosa this time across the midfield stripe for the Buffs. Gain of close to 6.
De La Rosa's a young man that was hurt on the big hit by Mike Reese, and he's recovered very well. He's out there getting with it. That's always nice to see. You never want to win a game by injuries, but he puts the Garden City offense in a good situation. Again, second and short, and that's really tough on a defense.
It'll be 4 yards to go for a first down. 2 wide receivers into the football game. Stoppel goes up high, down low to the near side, Ornelas. Handoff, Urethia. He's close to a first down, actually spun backwards a little bit, or he would have had it.
He got turned around and he started headed the wrong way for a second, but they did give him the spot for the first down, not to the liking of many Lawrence High fans on the far sideline, as you see the Garden City sideline there with Coach Dave Meadows.
What a job he's done to turn this Garden City program around. We talked about him briefly in the first half. Brought his coaching staff up with him from Oklahoma, and he's trying to win a championship here. Oh, De La Rosa is nailed for a loss. Mike Reese puts his second big hit on Richard De La Rosa this afternoon and knocked him for a 4-yard loss back near the midfield stripe.
Okay, the replay is in. And watch Reese come up from the corner. Also, I saw a push in the back that you might see coming up right there.
Ornelas on Reese and kind of blocked him into the play.
The Lions will take that play. It puts him back in a much more difficult situation. 2nd and 13.
De La Rosa in motion this way. Barber has lots of time and lots of room, and now the gap closes. He'll back toward the midfield, and Barber will be wrapped up by Scott Bush at about the 44-yard line of the Lions, well shy of a first down. It'll bring up 3rd and long.
Well, Barber looked out there and looked like he had 20 yards to run. The Lions defense collapsed pretty well. He goes out here, he's going to throw the football. He says, hey, that field I can run in. Makes a good cutback right there. But I believe you're going to see Bush right there come up. See that good form tackle? Put the hips in that tackle and brings him down.
8-yard pickup, 3rd down and 6. Barber on the option, goes ahead for it, and he may have the first down. That'll depend on the spot. But he rolled over the back of a Lawrence defender, Hayden Chrisman, and he is right on the 35-yard line. And from our vantage point, it's a first down. The Garden City fans react as Chris Barber has done a tremendous job to keep this offense alive for Garden City today against a tough defense from Lawrence High School.
Well, whenever you see a 160-pound junior getting so many yards, who doesn't look to possess great speed, he must have all those little things, very intuitive and react well, as we see.
Urethia take it down near the 30, about a 5-yard pickup. Hey, today's game is being brought to you in part by Sack Specials and Closeouts, where you can sack the savings. Holiday Travel, where you can check with Ruth, Georgia, Jonna, Amy, Marion, or Dorothy for all your travel needs. It's Holiday Travel. Southwestern Bell Telephone, they're the ones to call on. Campbell's Clothing, this holiday season, come home to Campbell's. 2nd down and about 5 to go for the Buffs. De La Rosa follows a wall of blockers, slips a tackler, and slips out of bounds, 2 yards shy of a first. Well, he had the blockers out in front. Urethia was out there, and I believe the right guard, Brett Krotz, also led the play.
Puts him in a 3rd and looks like about 1.5 situation. In this place on the football field at the 26, 27-yard line, you expect them to have 2 plays to get the first down, not 1. It's 4-down territory.
They do have the win, and Zamarripa can kick the football. 3rd and less than 2. De La Rosa has the first down to the 22. They are not snapping off big gains, but they are pounding out those 3- and 4-yard pickups. All of these backs for Garden City.
And many times on first down, they're getting more like 5 and 6. And again, it puts the defense in a guessing game where they don't know exactly what's coming up. And Garden City, credit them running until they get to about the 10-yard line. Then the Lions have been stiffening up.
Dave, here's part of the story, too. Garden City, 15 first downs in the ball game. The Lions with just 4 all in the first half, and now a penalty flag flies.
And this has hurt them today.
They've been hit 5 times for 26 yards. The first penalty here in the second half, and again, illegal procedure is the call. There you can see how the hill is.
Dead ball, false start, offense, first down.
As I'll go on with that thought, that last shot showed you how Dick Purdy, you saw half of him. That's a sideline camera over on our sideline. The Lions are on the other side. You only saw half of Dick Purdy. That's how big that slope is. And we've had problems with passing because of that, we figure. De La Rosa, right side, stacked up. It'll bring up 2nd and 15. As the Lions just collapsed on that play. Stancy March in on the stop for Lawrence High School. Kevin Robb came over. March will now check out.
Stancy came in at defensive end, and that's a big play on first down to hold them without any game. It puts them in a tough situation, 2nd and 15. And again, Garden City has not been very effective throwing the football, but I look for him to go back to that big tight end, Jim Moore.
From the I formation, Barber looks downfield, has his man. That pass is picked up by Mike Reese at the 1.
Reese went up and got that football high in the air, and Reese comes down with another big defensive play for the Lions.
Barber threw it into heavy coverage, and it was intended for Mark Ornelas. And take another look at it here.
The only thing you wish is that Reese would have caught it about 1.5 yards further back, so the Lions would get it at the 20. But you see him go up in the air for that football.
He went right over the top of Ornelas, and the Lions will get it back on offense.
Well, that time they were trying to go to Jim Moore, but Jim Moore fell down, and that's why he went to a secondary receiver, which was Ornelas.
At the goal line stands Tyrone Thompson. 1st and 10, Green, and Adam gets a little breathing room out to the 7.
That was a big 5 yards, Jim, to get it out of the end zone. You take away the risk of a safety, and also you don't want to punt back on your own side of the football field, so they need to mount a drive, and how nice it would be for Lions fans to see a 98-yard drive mounted here.
2nd and 4 now for the Lions. 9-3, Lawrence High out in front. 4:25 to play here in the 3rd quarter. The Lions keep it on the ground. This is Cozy out near the 11. He'll be just shy of a first down. It'll bring up 3rd and short. Today's game is being brought to you in part by the Jayhawk Bookstore on the top of Naismith Hill, now bigger and better than ever. Ruggerama Closeout Superstore at 3000 Iowa. The Lawrence Lumber Company, your complete home improvement center. The First National Bank in Lawrence, a Mid-American bank. McDonald's Restaurants of Lawrence, 2 locations on 23rd Street and 6th Street. They're also the sponsor of the weather picture on the Lawrence Report. And the Bowling Proprietors of America in your greater Kansas City, Leavenworth, and Lawrence bowling centers. This is Green. He'll be stopped shy of a first down. Adam tried to stretch it out. And I have to believe the whistle blew before he got that football out, and that'll bring up 4th down now for the Lions.
You don't see that many times for Lawrence High when they can't convert on a 3rd and about 1 foot is all we had to go on that time. Green was cut short. They blew his momentum dead right there. Now, if they would have let it continue, Green may have picked up the first down, but they blew it dead when his forward progress had stopped.
Jason Harmon and Robbie Elligood came in to make the stop. Green got off a shank punt. And this one will give excellent field position at the 32-yard line for Garden City. A 22-yard kick for Adam Green. And that's probably his worst punt I've seen all year long.
And that defensive stand by Garden City on the 3rd and 1 foot may be one of the biggest plays of the game.
I have a timeout in Manhattan, Kansas, where you're watching live 6A state football on Sunflower Cablevision.
With Call Blocker from Southwestern Bell Telephone, your phone takes those annoying, frustrating, upsetting callers and blocks them right out. Subscribe to Call Blocker for only $3 a month. Call our local business office. With Priority Call from Southwestern Bell Telephone, your phone lets you know who's calling, so when you answer it, it won't be a gamble. Subscribe to Priority Call for only $3.50 a month. Call our local business office.
When it comes to the exciting, fast-paced world of sports, the Journal World delivers the most up-to-date scores, recaps, and photos. The Journal World, your source for sports. With our newly expanded sports section, get the most in-depth coverage of KU sports. Keep up with your favorite professional sport, from auto racing to golf to tennis. The Journal World, your source for sports. Reach for the Journal World on Sunday and read the very latest scores, updates, and commentaries. So to keep up with all the action-packed news in sports, subscribe to the Journal World, your sports source.
University as Garden City threatening to at least tie up this football game. Excellent field position, 1st and 10 after the punt from the 32-yard line of Lawrence High School. This is Mike Perry as he carries down to the 27. Perry and De La Rosa have been switching off at the tailback positions. We've really seen Raymond Uretha at fullback, and he's gone all the way. Chris Barber in at quarterback. Perry stays in. Urethia inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line. Another 1st and 10 for Garden City. 16 now in this football game. The Lions defense only giving up on the average 10 first downs per football game.
Well, the Lions defense has relinquished yards all day. Between the 20s, as they get down towards the 10-yard line, they've been tough. Garden City has also cost themselves with a couple of 5-yard penalties.
12 carries for Urethia. This time it's Perry. He lost the football. The Lions have it. Our first fumble of the football game, and it goes right into the hands of Kyle Jackson. And you have to believe that just took 6 points off the scoreboard for Garden City.
Yes,
Here's
it did,
look.
and the defense does it again. This has to hurt if you're a Buffalo fan. They get down in the same place on the football field as they have all day where something goes wrong. The Lions defense will stop them. A couple of penalties will push them back, and in that case, the first turnover of the game.
Actually, it's the second, Dave. I misled you on that. There was an interception thrown by Barber. This is Cozy. A yard, if that much. And he is met by big number 75, and I think the linebacker shot through too. That's Robbie Elligood at 220. Lewis Harden on the carry. Not Cozy. Clock at 1:30 now here in the third. Second and 9 to go. Harden and Cozy in the backfield. Jackson split out. On the option, Thompson goes to Harden. Another yard maybe out near the 18.
Garden City is pushing the Lions into tough situations. 3rd and 7s are hard to come through and get the first down on. Now we're looking at a passing situation for the Lions in a place in the football field that you don't want to pass, as we see Coach Meadows right there.
What he did was just send Chris Barber in for an extra defensive back, and they'll pull out Brett McGraw. So 3 men up front defensively for Garden City on 3rd and a long 7. Thompson pitches back to Cozy. Michael looks to the outside. He's going to be stopped shy of a first down, and Adam Green will probably come on to punt with 35 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter. It'll be a 5-yard pickup for Cozy. The officials, I believe, will start the play clock in time to where the Lions will have to punt. They're checking it now, and they may just let this quarter run out so Michael Cozy can
Garden
punt.
City will take a timeout.
That's a good call. That will force Adam Green to punt into the wind. As we have a timeout on the field, it's still 9-3. Lawrence High out in front of the Garden City Buffaloes. More LHS State Championship football coming your way, folks, right after this.
Hi, I'm Bob Johnson.
As president of Charlton Manley, I enjoy talking about our insurance business. It's growing and it's changing. The most exciting change is we have some new owners, and I'd like you to meet them. These Charlton Manley owners all work with other business people on insurance needed by their firms. Employee benefits, life, and disability insurance are the focus of this owner. Owners in the personal insurance department help you get the best buys in home and automobile insurance. Then there are the owners who keep our office efficient and friendly, whether they're handling your claim or greeting you at the front desk.
That's it. You've just met a unique group of people, all owners of Charlton Manley. All share a common commitment to you and our community. Isn't it time we talked with you about your insurance? And remember, no matter who you talk with at Charlton Manley, you're talking with an owner. Take that, man.
The Lions will have to punt. Adam Green will stand at his own 9-yard line to receive the ball, and he'll kick into the wind. This time he gets a nice one off. Stoppel fields it from the 47, and Jared Stoppel heads for the sidelines to stop the clock with 12 seconds to play in the third.
And we just saw a costly penalty right there, Jim. A Garden City player came over and took a shot at Green. It wasn't a big shot, but it was late, and that's going to cost him another 15 yards. So I believe
the flag was back at the 30-yard line of Lawrence High School, not in your picture.
It's a dead ball foul. And this has cost Garden City throughout the game, and what they're going to do is relinquish quite a bit of field position here. They're going to go back down closer to their own 35-yard line instead of midfield, so that's a much different situation for the offense.
And the officials discussing the spot right now. The penalties continue to add up against the Garden City Buffaloes.
You know, we can see that Lawrence High is not winning the game up front. They're not getting a lot of yards offense, and statistically they're not doing it, but they're not putting themselves in bad situations by making mistakes, turnovers, or penalties.
Dead ball, personal foul, fight, first down, 25.
There's Coach Meadows. Has to be very upset right now that his team's winning the war up front, winning the battle of statistics, but you know how those things say and go. They don't win football games all the time.
Yeah, we could see a one-point ball game here before long, the way the Buffs are moving the football. Now keep it on the ground, Urethia, and that's one of the first times he's been dropped for a loss this afternoon. It'll be back to the 31-yard line for Raymond Urethia.
Matt McWilliams came in along with big number 62 for the Lions, the nose guard Chris Godinez. Big play as we got a timeout. No, excuse me, we got fourth quarter.
Well, we'll have the final 12 minutes of championship football from Manhattan for you coming your way as the Lions are out in front by a score of 9-3. Don't go away, folks. It's not over yet.
With call return from Southwestern Bell Telephone, your phone lets you get those calls you just missed right back. Subscribe to call return for only $4 a month. Call our local business office. With Call Queue from Southwestern Bell Telephone, your phone keeps redialing busy numbers for you, so you get through. As easy as can be. Subscribe to Call Queue for only $3 a month. Call our local business office.
Look for the best. Look to Keefe's Records. The best selection. Our selection of cassettes and compact discs is the largest in the area. Keefe stocks the hits and the hard to find. The best service. Keefe's has served Lawrence for over 30 years. We're better than ever at getting you together with the sounds you crave. The best savings. Our savings are an everyday thing, with up to 40% off on hot CDs. There it is. Keefe's has the best selection, service, and savings. Keefe's, 2429 Iowa.
Ciano and Dave Lawrence. And Garden City second down at 25 after the 2-yard loss on the blast play of the third quarter. Urethia and De La Rosa in the backfield, and Barber saw an opening, tries to take it, and is stacked up after a gain of maybe 2.
I'll tell you how costly the dead ball roughness call was on Garden City. Not only did they lose field position, it was also called as a dead ball. That means they mark it off after they already get the first down. So instead of a 1st and 10 on the 35, they have a 1st and 25. It also does a little bit for the defense of the Lions. It seems to be that they're playing a little more keyed up out there, making a good play on Barber on that last play.
Buffalo's 218 yards on the ground. The Lions 105 rushing. That's through 3 quarters. Option, far side. Barber keeps it himself. Oh, and he is nailed from behind. And that is Mike Reese that nailed him and just chopped his legs out from underneath him. He did manage to get out to the 41, and that'll bring up a 4th down situation.
I'll tell you what Reese did, and how many times have we called that young man's name? His job that time was the pitch man. Barber crosses him. He sees Barber's not going to go with the pitch man. He comes back and hits Barber from the blind side. And another big hit from Mike Reese. 3 big plays on defense, well, plus the interception.
Jim Moore, high snap. His first kick, that may have been partially blocked. It's a liner out of bounds. And the official moving back upfield, and I believe at the 49 of the Lions.
Well, like we've seen all year, Dave Meadows refuses to kick and let Cozy and Green return it, so he kicks out of bounds and suffers from a short punt.
Some of today's sponsors for Lawrence High State Championship football action: Keefe CDs, Tapes, and Records at 25th and Iowa. Bud Jennings Carpets, 2851 Iowa. Charlton Manley Insurance. For complete insurance, call them at 843-5454. The Lawrence Journal World. Look for coverage of today's game in Sunday's Lawrence Journal World at newsstands everywhere. In the Jocksnitz Sporting Goods Store, the sports look for today. This is Michael Cozy, a hard couple of yards down near the 48 of Garden City on the carry.
That was a big defensive stand for the Lions. They have gained field position back through their defense. And how many times has the offense picked up the defense this year in winning close games with high scores? Now it seems the defense is doing their job. It's just tough running up there in the middle. The big linebacker, Stone and Lamb, done a great job along with McGraw, the freshman.
He's been involved in quite a few tackles. Thompson keeps it himself, and McGraw leads a host of them. And stripping the ball away for the Buffaloes was Jeremy Villanueva.
And Garrett Lamb that time took Thompson, and that time, quite frankly, it looked like all 3 options of the option game of the Lions were covered. They had the fullback taken care of, they had a man out on the pitch man, and they took care of Thompson.
3rd down and a long 5, almost 6 to go. Football, I believe, was blowing around down, and wind has really picked up down on the field.
How many times this year have we seen people stop the Lions consecutive plays and then the Lions come off with a big play?
Absolutely. Wilburn's in there. They'll run the option. Thompson keeps it himself, and he's head tackled. And now a flag thrown, and that may have been unsportsmanlike conduct, or it could have possibly been face mask.
And if so, that's going to tack another big break on for the Lions.
Todd Stone made the tackle, the left side linebacker, and there's a preliminary indication by the officials. And you don't do that at this level of football.
No, sirree, and not when you've just stopped a football team, a very potent offense.
Face mask. Defense.
And don't look for the 5-yard kind. They don't have that in high school football. It's all or nothing. So they're going to go 15 yards down the football field, and they're going to give the Lions a 1st down in Garden City territory. So they haven't had this field position in the second half, and the Lions offense should get in gear now. This break should help them.
There it was right there, and it was 89 that made the stop, Jim Moore.
Well, the crowd did a little booing. If they could see the replay, they'd certainly understand. That was clearly a face mask by the big defensive end.
61 yards and penalties now charged against Garden City. The Lions have yet to be penalized in this game. Now Adam Green into the football game. He gets the call left side over the left tackle, and he's down to the 25. Nice 6-yard pickup for Adam Green. On the afternoon, 7 carries, 36 yards for him. Michael Cozy toting 12 times for 71 yards.
The Lions only need 25 yards for another touchdown, and they've shown why statistics have to be taken pretty lightly sometimes. They've been dominated statistically but simply have not made mistakes and have done the job defensively when they've had to.
Kevin Wilburn in. He gets the call, and Wilburn scrambles down near a first down for the Lions. He should have it, and that would be only the 5th. As you talk about statistics, the 5th first down of this football game, the first here in the second half for Lawrence High School. And this one will be close enough, I believe, for a measurement. No, they'll call it third down and less than a yard. 8:35 standing in the way of the Lions in another state championship. They were the team of the 80s in high school football, trying to continue that on through the 90s with that man, Dick Purdy, at the helm.
What a great job that man's done, as I believe he's called a timeout here.
Well, both teams will have 2 left as the Lions stop it, with 8:22 left to play here in the 4th and final quarter, the final football game of the season in Class 6A football. Jock's Niche Sporting Goods is the sports look for today at 840 Massachusetts in downtown Lawrence. That's Jock Niche Sporting Goods, the sports look for today. More Lawrence High football coming your way right after this.
Hey guys, is that who I think it is?
Yeah. No, he's taller than that.
He's sitting down.
What's he eating? I don't know, it looks like a Big Mac.
Hey guys, it's not him.
What's he doing at McDonald's?
He probably has his own. It's Michael Jordan.
We know it's Michael Jordan. Go ahead, say
Come on,
something.
you can do it.
Yes, us. Yes,
Where did he go?
Looking for someone? I saw you peeking on.
Are you Michael Jordan?
No.
See, I told you. Oh, God.
Mariette Hartley for Bud Jennings Carpets.
Oh, hi. Can't talk right now. We're having an incredible sale. Savings like you've never seen on all of our very best carpeting, but only for a limited time. This is one sale even I can't afford to miss. Can you believe it? I do these commercials. I don't even get free carpeting.
Stainmaster Carpets, certified and warranted by DuPont at up to 45% savings this week at Bud Jennings Carpets with 0% financing. Full details at the store.
See you at Bud Jennings Carpets.
Lawrence High huddle on third down and less than a yard after the timeout. And what did Dick Purdy tell Tyrone Thompson there, Dave?
Well, I think he probably didn't like the defense Garden City was in that time. They need to be assured of getting a first down. He also gave a little reminder of don't fumble the football.
Here they go. They go to Wilburn. He didn't fumble, and he gets the first down inside the 18-yard line.
And credit the offensive line that time of McWilliams and Penny, Denbesti, Lundstrom, and Reeves, who really moved Garden City back that time, and it really looked good from this standpoint up here. And I think the Lions have a little momentum going here. They haven't played terrifically well as far as getting big drives gathered, but they've had the breaks, and they have an opportunity here to score another big touchdown.
Garden City changes on the defense. Big mix-up inside. I don't know where the football is, and it's Garden City's. Was that a fumble, or was that just a clean takeaway by Jason Harmon?
It looked to be a fumble by the fullback. Maybe there was confusion on whether the fullback thought he was to get the football.
Here's another look, see if you can pick it up. Thompson inside, dropped it off to Green behind him, and Adam never had it.
Green may have not even expected it from the looks of the play, but just when the Lions seem to be getting a little momentum, Garden City comes up, and now they have a great opportunity to score and go ahead, but they create another foolish penalty.
That time the tight end, Jim Moore, left early. And that'll back him up another 5 yards. 66 yards in penalties now charged against Garden City. And I believe they have probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 motion penalties.
Offense.
And you wonder if it's nerves, and with good reason so. It's a big game in these young people's lives. We got 16 and 17-year-olds out there playing on artificial turf, which is definitely different, but they've cost themselves because they've had such a tremendous effort out there, and the penalties have hurt them a bit.
Arnell is split out. Little inside reverse. Stoppel picks up a block. Jared Stoppel at the 29 and bumped out of bounds. He'll gain back the 5-yard penalty and maybe a yard on top of that.
The Lions have to play good field position football, not give away the big play. As there's Coach Dave Meadows. I'm sure he knows it's too early to go, you know, for the deep threat and the big gambling plays with 7 minutes and 30 seconds. And also the missed extra point has to lure in there because he knows he wins with a touchdown and extra point.
Well, the way they've been grinding out the football, you wouldn't think they'd have to go to the big play. Keep it on the ground. This is De La Rosa. Cuts to the outside, and he's dropped at the 29. No gain for Richard De La Rosa. One of today's sponsors for Lawrence High Championship football is Saks Specials and Closeouts, where you can save on clothing, housewares, electronics, and more. As you look at the last run by De La Rosa, they're located at 25th and Iowa, open 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily and 10 to 6 on Sundays. Sack the savings at Saks.
Adam Green, known for his offensive ability, comes up from a cornerback position. And let's give this defense credit. They have done a great job in putting bad situations throughout the third quarter and the fourth quarter. And they're coming up with big plays. Now the Garden City Buffaloes are faced with a 3rd and 9.
In motion comes De La Rosa, 2 wide receivers up top. Barber has plenty of time. Everybody drops back on coverage. Pass down, almost intercepted. It was intended for Arnellis. Staple was down there as well, but on the coverage was Mike Reese, and Kyle Jackson lending a hand, as well as Nate Goodman, the strong safety.
Hey, let's give these guys a little bit of attention here. Nate Goodman, Kyle Jackson, the safeties, Darren Lockett, and Mike Reese have played a perfect game back there. People, let me tell you, we have seen no open receivers throughout the entire football game, and they've done a great job of not letting Garden City come up with a big 3rd down plays.
Jim Moore, low liner into the wind on the punt. Cozy watches it, and that takes a big Garden City roll down inside the 26, near the 25-yard line, where they'll put the down on it. And that'll be a 45-yard punt for Jim Moore. As we have a break in the action with 6:23 to play in this football game. There's your score. Lions out in front.
The Rugorama Closeout Superstore in Lawrence has a goal to double business this week, so we're running a double sale. 2 specials at once. Here's part 1 of our double sale. Discontinued and clearance Stainmaster carpets at 40 to 60% below retail. Stainmaster from $8.99 to $15.99 a yard.
Now here's part 2 of our double sale. Valuable gifts. Yours free with a qualifying purchase of $500 or more. The bigger your purchase, the bigger your free gift.
The double sale. This week only at the Rugorama in Lawrence at 30th and Iowa.
This holiday season, come home to Campbell's. For 26 years, Campbell's has proudly served Lawrence with quality, taste, and tradition. Our pride is reflected in the individual attention our customers receive throughout the year while making choices from today's most prestigious fashion lines. Collections that can best capture your own unique style. For value this holiday season, come home to Campbell's. Campbell's, 841 Massachusetts. We've got your style at Campbell's.
6:23 left to play in this football game. The Lions, the home club today, with a 9-3 lead. Jim Brasciano and Dave Lawrence, along with a large contingent of Garden City fans as you look across the way from us, the Lawrence High Marching Band.
That marching band, what an outstanding job they've done all year. You know, they've been invited to USF&G Sugar Bowl. They'll be playing there. And we're invited to the Monday Night Football game, which precedes it on Monday night with the New Orleans Saints taking on the LA Raiders. They've done a great job the entire year, and they're to be credited.
Jackson and LaRocca split out from the I formation. This is Adam Green, and Harmon wraps him up after about a 2-yard pickup out near the 28. The Lawrence Lumber Company is your complete home improvement center, locally owned and operated, and they're located at 706 East 23rd Street. So for your home improvement needs, make sure to see the Lawrence Lumber Company. Both teams with 2 timeouts left in this football game, and it is a 1-point advantage for Garden City should they get into the end zone. All they would need is an extra point to take the lead in this one. It's 9-3. As Adam Green heads to the sidelines for Lawrence High School.
He may be a little shaken up on that last play.
Good look along the Garden City sidelines. 10-1 on the year. Only loss was to Dodge City. That's got to be like a Lawrence-Olathe matchup as far as rivalry. Thompson pitches back to Wilburn, has some room, and the first down out of bounds, and he nailed a coach on the sidelines, and wow, did he deliver a shot when he got into that Garden City sideline.
That was the second best hit of the day that Wilburn just did on a coach.
It was a 16-yard gain for Kevin Wilburn. Watch the tail end of this. He just leveled the coach, and I'm not sure which one that was.
Well, Wilburn this time is in the I-back position instead of the fullback position. And he gets out wide, and look at him turn it on. And watch the coach. Oh, he doesn't have shoulder pads on.
1st and 10. Thompson on the keeper, and Thompson's going to go down. Harmon came up and stopped him short, and he had some help from one of the linebackers, Garrett Lamb. Lamb again with 119 tackles on the season. His teammate standing right next to him, number 59, Todd Stone, 123 coming in. But it has been the defensive line that has put in most of the tackles for the Garden City defense today.
As a whole, this defense is definitely the best we've seen thus far against the Lion offense.
Thompson to throw, has Jackson complete at the 43. He lost the football. Garden City has it. Chris Barber delivered the hit on Kyle Jackson, which jarred loose the football. And it'll be turnover number 2 against the Lions. And that's the break Garden City needed.
This is the second break that they've had in the last couple of plays. Thompson goes back to pass, throws a perfect pass into Jackson. Let's see what gets the ball loose. Looks like one arm.
Stripped away by Barber.
Overzan came up and made a good tackle. I almost thought he was going to cause another fumble.
Villanueva on the coverage for Garden City, which now has the football on their own 44-yard line. Urethia lost his footing a little bit and then ran into Hayden Chrisman and Kevin Robb.
I believe Matt McWilliams was in there too, but boy, I tell you, that defense has really risen to the occasion. They've been asked to be on this football field for 75% of the day today and have done an outstanding job. We thought we were going to be in for a 30-something to 20-something game, and here we have 9-3 with 4 minutes remaining in this football game, the 6A state class championship.
Well, it's been a classic, too. Barber, Urethia, the lone setback, goes in motion near side. And that means Barber's going to put it up. Has Stoppel complete at the 45, down inside the 40 of Lawrence High School. Nate Goodman on the stop pulled him back about 3 yards. They should mark him right at the 40-yard line. 16-yard play from Barber to Jared Stoppel.
Jim, both teams have played 10 football games this year, and it all comes down to this last 40 yards in 4 minutes. There will be no field goal here. You're going to see 4 downs to make the first down every time because a field goal does no good.
Back to action. This is Urethia. He has a hole down to the 32, and the momentum starting to build for the Buffaloes. The fans underneath us making a lot of noise as Garden City starting to move the football. That has to be one of the biggest plays we've seen from this offensive unit for Garden City.
Well, that play they were making a lot in the first half, in the first quarter particularly. The Lion defense has stiffened considerably this second half.
Well, they've gone to a passing setup, but they'll keep it on the ground. This time,
great hit.
Urethia is just nailed by Kevin Robb. Buried back near the 35-yard line, and the officials will stop the clock. And this may be a timeout charge to Garden City, and it is. It'll stop it at 3 minutes and 17 seconds to play. 9-3 our score. The Lions are out in front of the Buffaloes of Garden City. The ball's on the 32-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 2.
Watch Rob come up and make a great hit that time. And now we've got 3rd and 3, and like I said before, make no mistake about it, I believe we're going to have 2 downs to make this first down.
I'd like to remind you that Holiday Travel Incorporated is one of today's proud sponsors of Lawrence High State Championship football. For all your travel needs, call 841-8100 in Lawrence, or go by and see Ruth, Georgia, Jonna, Amy, Marion, or Dorothy for all your travel needs. They're in the Holiday Plaza. When you want to travel, remember to see Holiday Travel. The winner of this football game will reign as state champions for 1 year.
And that question's going to be answered in the next 33 yards. If the Lions can hold them here, it would be very tough for Garden City to get another drive mounted.
De La Rosa down near the 30, and he may have a first down, and that would be a big, big first down for the Buffs.
2 yards after he was hit.
Hayden Chrisman got him, and De La Rosa took Chrisman a little bit with him for the first down.
And if Garden City was able to run the ball down the field in small amounts, they not only would take the lead, they would leave very little time left on the clock for the Lawrence offense.
Barber throws complete. Stoppel maybe a yard. He's trying to get some more and perhaps got out of bounds down below us. The officials haven't stopped the clock.
He never got out of bounds.
Clock rolls at 2:45, excuse me, Dave. One timeout remaining for Garden City. The Lions have two should they need them.
And really right now it's unsure on who would call the timeout. Lions probably don't want to stop the clock yet. Not when they think that Garden City may have a chance to get a touchdown and take the lead.
Three wide receivers looking in the direction of Stoppel into the end zone. That pass could be picked off, and it is by Adam Green. Green nailed it at the 3, and that may be the game saver. 2:23 left to play, and that pass was intended for Brad Meter or Jared Stoppel down there in triple coverage, and it just hung in the air too long from Chris Barber.
Well, there's still quite a bit of time left in this football game for Garden City to get the ball back again. But I tell you, the star of the game in my ranks right now is the Lions secondary. This has been the case. See that 1, 2, 3 receivers or defensive backs in perfect position to intercept that football, and that's been the case the entire football game.
The Lions need a couple of first downs here to run some time off the clock. 2:05 now, and it is rolling. They'll use it all. Ball at the 3. On the ground, Wilburn met at the line of scrimmage, and he'll get up to the 5.
Now, there's a little bit of problem in fighting for that extra yardage at this point in the ball game because that's a good opportunity for that ball to come out.
Todd Stone made the tackle. Sure-handed linebacker. The clock now at 1:45. Garden City will hold off using a timeout. They have one remaining. Clock at 1:30. Thompson, no hurry to get up to the line. It's not over until the Lions make a first down here.
They've got to hold on to the football. That's primary, but they would like to get a first down also.
I think Lawrence High will take a delay of game penalty here, and that'll be the preliminary indication down in the end zone. It'll be halfway to the goal.
They didn't do that on purpose. I guarantee you that, because that gets them dangerously close to that end zone where they could have a better chance of getting a safety.
Well, it'll be a 2.5-yard penalty. And if Jay Garvin's statistics are right, that is the first flag thrown against Lawrence High School on the afternoon, and that has to be a first, Dave Lawrence.
Yes, it is, and that's the reason why they're still leading in this ball game.
Nobody split out. They'll keep it on the ground. Cozy out near the 6, 7-yard line. They'll be shy of a first. Third down now. Clock at 1:10, and Garden City has stopped it with their final timeout.
Well, that was a very good run by Cozy. The pile moved forward, put them in a situation of 3rd and 5. They could possibly pick this up. With 1:10 remaining, a first down would it mean another state championship for the Lions.
To remind you of some of today's sponsors for this live telecast from Manhattan, Kansas. Keeps CDs, tapes, and records at 25th in Iowa. Bud Jennings Carpets, 2851 Iowa. The Lawrence Journal-World at newsstands everywhere. You can look for coverage of today's game and this afternoon's KUMU game tomorrow morning. Lawrence Journal-World. Jocks Knit Sporting Goods. The sports look for today. Charlton Manley Insurance. For complete insurance, call them at 843-5454. Sack Specials and Closeouts, another one of our sponsors today where you can sack the savings. Holiday Travel, for all your travel needs, call Holiday Travel at 841-8100. And Southwestern Bell Telephone, the one to call on.
There you see the Lions offensive line. There's Nathan Penny, Christian Denbesti. Those are the guys that have to get it done here with a 3rd and 4 coming up. We could see the option. I would really doubt that there would be a passing play, because if it went incomplete, it would stop the clock.
Well, LaRocca splits out. They'll have man coverage from the I formation. Thompson wants to throw. LaRocca's out there. If he gloves it, it's over. Tony LaRocca at the 38. Still on his feet, and down, a flag thrown. LaRocca out to the 47. 37-yard pass play. A flag down at the 49-yard line, though, of Garden City.
That's going to be a clip that's going to bring it back a ways. It's still not going to negate the fact that that was a huge play and a super call by Coach Purdy, who knew that Garden City would be coming in the situation looking for a run and simply gambled and it paid off.
Well, that was a gutsy call. Here it is again. Everybody looking for the run. They packed up the middle on the play fake, and man coverage out there. LaRocca just was wide open. All he had to do was catch it. And the sure-handed LaRocca using up some clock, trying to find a block. Excellent field position for the Lions, and they're out of a hole and could be on their way to another state championship. No timeouts remaining for Garden City. And they could pretty much sit on this football, Dave.
Yeah, there won't be a handoff. You risk some things in just handing the ball off. It'll just be going Tyrone Thompson taking the ball behind Mac McWilliams and going to a knee.
Thompson directs Cozy and Green to drop back. Now you have to watch to make sure that he does get the snap from center. That's the only chance he could have for a fumble. Thompson downs it. Garden City can't stop it. The Lawrence High fans realize, hey, this one's over. It's in the books. 2 straight state championship titles for the Lawrence Lions, and this, Dave Lawrence, was one of the better games I've seen in a state championship format.
Well, as Coach Meadows and Coach Purdy both said, this may be and probably was the first and second best teams in the whole state of Kansas that got together, and boy, did they put on a show. They made everybody liars who thought it was going to be a high-scoring game and made it be a defensive game where the Lions simply made fewer mistakes.
Lions have 10 seconds. They have to run one more play. Thompson has it, downs it. This one's over. They'll meet at the center of the field, folks. The Lions have done it. In a whale of a football game, Lawrence High retains its state championship. It is a goal that you start with in September, back in August in practice, and it becomes a reality only here at the state championship showdown. In Garden City, runner-up this year, but Dave, when you look at them, they're going to be back.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me a bit if we met on the same football field a year from now and saw the same 2 football teams with Garden City having revenge on their mind. They played an outstanding game. They made more mistakes. They ran into a tough defense, a Lion defense down as they got past the 20-yard line, and the Lions just took control and had a secondary. The Lions secondary was the difference in this football game with Goodman, Jackson, Lockett, Reese, and Green did an outstanding job.
Back to wrap things up from KSU Stadium in Manhattan right after this.
The JBS Britty Bus. It'll be there for company parties, conventions, ball games, out-of-town trips, or special engagements in town. The Jayhawk Bookstore's Britty Bus, the unique bus around town, ready for your group's transportation needs. Just call this number for the Britty Bus, 843-3826.
Music, always the best price. Keeps, 2429 Iowa.
Kansas State University, as today it belongs to Lawrence High School. They have done it, knocking off Garden City 9-3, the final score. Dave, we have about a minute to wrap this one up. It was a great football game. From the standpoint, it was a defensive battle. It's the kind of football game you love to see.
Yeah, it just wasn't what people expected with Green and Cozy carrying for 150 yards apiece. I credit the Lions secondary. Also, Coach Purdy and his staff that worked late all this week as well as the entire year, coming up with a game plan that worked against this team. And what can you say about a team that continually comes back here, even with a different coaching staff, and the same result, a state championship?
Tyrone Thompson offensively carried the load. He was 5 of 9 passing, 91 yards, 79 yards on the ground for Mike Cozy. But as you hit it, the Lions secondary has to be getting the MVP trophy today because of the fact they really were back there and hurt the passing game of Garden City. Mike Reese with the interception, the defensive player of the game. I'd have to give it to Mike Reese. The hits he put on the one-on-one tackles.
Well, he did it all. And we talk about Cozy and Green coming back. Look for Mike Reese, number 24, back in that Lions secondary. Came up with the big plays because the Buffaloes were considered to be equally good in the passing ranks as well as in the running, and they completely stopped the passing game.
Now you look at the Lawrence Lions out there, and it's what it's all about. We have a special message from the Kansas State High School Activities Association about this great event.
Ways that can last a lifetime and helps young people build lifetimes that are memorable.
Thank you for supporting the other half of education.
You're looking back live at the runners-up for the state championship, Garden City Buffaloes, and the job they have done this year needs to be commended. They'll finish at 10-2. The Lions will wrap things up at 11-1 under Dick Purdy. And the good luck head rub of the coach, which will probably become a tradition here at Lawrence High School. He has done it, and what a job he has done, Dave Lawrence, to come in his first year and keep the tradition alive for Lawrence High School. We'd like to thank today's sponsors, Keefe's, Bud Jennings Carpets, Charlton Manley Insurance, the Lawrence Journal World, Jock's Knit Sporting Goods, Sack Specials and Closeouts, Holiday Travel, Southwestern Bell Telephone, Campbell's Clothing, the Jayhawk Bookstore, Ruggerama Closeout Superstore, the Lawrence Lumber Company, the First National Bank of Lawrence, McDonald's Restaurants of Lawrence, and the Bowling Proprietors Association of America. Well, we've seen a dandy, and they are always good when the Lawrence High Lions take part in 6A state championship football. Next year it'll be back here again, and the chance that both these teams will be back here again looks very strong when you look at all the juniors.
That's certainly right. Both sides have many juniors, and of course Garden City, even an outstanding freshman. We got to give that guy credit. McGraw was in on many tackles going against seniors. As you can see, a very somber crowd over there wearing the brown and gold of Garden City. Outstanding job, and they'll have something to work for this next year, and the Lions will continue to have that pressure to make it back here.
Garden City looks on as the Lions squad will get their state championship trophy to add to the sub-state trophy, to add to the regional crown, the Sunflower League trophy. Good look at Dick Purdy. Again, our thanks to everybody involved with today's live telecast from the campus of Kansas State University in Manhattan, the Kansas State High School Activities Association, and a special thanks to all our sponsors who helped to make it happen. For Dave Lawrence and our statistician and spotter, Big J Garvin, it's been a pleasure, and it's been enjoyable to bring you Lawrence High School football all season long right here on Channel 6. This is Jim Brasiano saying thanks for being with us. Our final tally again as the Lions win it all in 1990, 9-3 over the Buffaloes of Garden City. Thanks for being with us, and so long, everyone.
It's some things that have changed for the better, and some things that haven't changed. It's getting something back again you thought you might be losing. It's everyone for one another instead of everyone for himself. It's finding something in yourself you never knew you had. Bowling at BPAA centers, it's a whole lot more than a game.
Some banks make you wait till you turn 60 to receive the special services you deserve. Not First National. Introducing Prime Time Partners, a new account for smart investors age 50 or better. Free checking with interest, free checks, a MasterCard or Visa, free traveler's checks, and much more.
Only First National makes 50 feel so good.
Member FDIC.
State championship football brought to you by First National Bank, McDonald's Restaurants of Lawrence, the Bowling Proprietors of America, Keefe's CDs, Tapes, and Records, Bud Jennings Carpets, and by Charlton Manley Insurance, the Lawrence Journal World, Jock's Knit Sporting Goods, Sack Specials and Closeouts. Also by Holiday Travel, Campbell's Clothing, Jayhawk Bookstore, Rugorama Closeout Superstore, and the Lawrence Lumber Company.